What's good, people? We're back again. 12th man's back. Race for Europe is back. Big up, first of all, to Lawless for hosting This Is London. It was a class show. If you haven't watched it, please make sure you go and rewatch it, man. It was absolutely superb. Big up to Hooks for replacing myself as I was away for a couple of days with the family for Christmas and had a brilliant time. And big up to, of course, Deji, D, and Lawless that were there as well last night. Deji's on his way. Trust me. He ain't going to miss this one. He ain't ducking. He is on his way. He said he'd be 10 minutes late, which means he's late than what he said he was going to be. But he'll be here. Don't worry. He'll be here. Big up to Billy. Big up to Charlie. We've got Wolfie in the house. LB, Errol. And I haven't heard from Pete. I don't know why. I don't know if his team lost at the weekend or something. But, you know, Derby Day did not go very well for him. And he's maybe had a few too many beers. And
they are not happy, mate. Did anyone go into his stream, his match review after the game?
Was he fuming? Was he?
I ain't caught up with it.
They are not happy, mate. And that Eddie Howe, bro. I think that there's a couple of them that were in the chat that were Eddie Howe, but a lot of them are like saying, "Yo, we're watching him now." Which are, you know what I mean?
Fraud watch.
Bro, he's on fraud watch. He is. Bro, they've been dusty this year.
Believe it.
Remember, Daz said that he had till the Sunderland game a few weeks ago.
He lost the Sunderland game, yeah.
Ah.
Bro, that's one game you can't lose as a Newcastle gaffer is the derby.
First one in like 7 years as well, isn't it, in the league?
They've not won in the last 10 or something, have they?
Yeah.
Nah, it's worse than that. They were even. They were. I think it was 9 apiece, and that tipped it to.
I know they're even, but if you look at the last, if you look at like the last 10 derbies in the Premier League, they've not won one. I don't think.
Wow,
but they won. They won the derby.
You know it's bad when Billy's throwing the boot in.
Yeah, I'm just giving the stats that I've seen. Bro.
Newcastle's away record. Newcastle won one game away from home this season. How can't get the away record? It's been like that.
Was that at Everton as well? Was that the one?
Oh, for God's sake, man! Sorry, United.
Who scored?
Why are they always playing when we're on, man? It's so.
I know they're always playing Monday nights. It's like they've had a chat.
3 Monday nights in a row.
Yeah, because they don't have no. You've got no midweek. They haven't got no Champions League to factor.
Diallo scored, did he?
It's just typical, isn't it? They're all meant to be on AFCON, but United get special dispensation.
No, they all do. They're all.
Nah, I'm not hearing it, man. Brown envelope.
Diallo and Bumo, and there's one more they're missing as well. That's
Mazraoui.
Oh, and Mazraoui, yeah. There's a lot of people going to miss that. I think Sunderland got about 7 players out, I think.
You'd be gutted if you was a Newcastle fan, wouldn't you?
Well, talking
by the way, can I just give you guys a word of warning? Don't ask any Newcastle fans if Sunderland's is bigger than them now. Oh,
how are we, Pete?
That's the worst timing. That's the worst timing to ask that question. That's
Why?
really is the worst.
It didn't go down well with our specs.
You just jumped on and Wolfie's asked whether Sunderland.
I didn't ask anything.
Wolfie's sticking the boot in, basically.
I didn't stick no boot in.
I didn't plan to start with Newcastle, but Pete, are you pissed off?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
What happened, man? I genuinely have been away for the last few days. I genuinely have. Deji will vouch for that. What went wrong?
Come on, man. You know.
No. What went wrong? I genuinely am asking. I've literally seen the Volta made their own goal. That's all I've seen.
Everything went wrong. Everything went wrong from the team selection, the mentality, the approach from the manager, the effort levels, everything went wrong.
Sunderland should have tried to buy one of your players in the summer.
What's that?
I said Sunderland should have tried to buy one of your players in the summer. You might have reacted.
And that makes me think that you didn't watch the game.
I did.
There you go. Because if anyone watched the game, you will know that both of those teams were fucking shite. Right? Sunderland were shite. Sunderland had one shot on target the whole game. Right. That first shot on target was in the 75th minute. We'd already gifted them a goal by then. They were fucking dog shit, right? It just so happens that we were fucking dog shit too. And it took an own goal. It had 0-0 written all over it, if I'm being honest with you. We didn't do enough. I expect better from my team. My team have got better players. I expect better from my team. I don't expect better from Sunderland. Sunderland made it difficult. They did everything you'd expect of a newly promoted team, but I expect better from my team. So when I'm pissed off, I'm pissed off because when Eddie Howe sets up a team to sit behind the ball, and you've got Alanga and Gordon basically playing as wing backs, like that's why Newcastle fans aren't happy, because they're going, what the fuck is this all about? Like, if you're going against Sunderland weren't great. They didn't come out the traps and were like peppering our goal. There was nothing of the sort. If we'd have stepped up and gone for them, we'd have tore them apart. I genuinely believe that. But the setup, the selection, everything was wrong about it, and that the manager needs to hold that big time. He really does.
Pete, can I just come in on this?
Hold on. I was going to say, the manager, is he like a bit more people onto him now in the fan base in terms of like what he's doing?
Well, we ran a poll yesterday. We ran a poll a while back when the results weren't going too good, and it was like 64% still Howe wanted him in, blah blah blah, this and the other. Yesterday it was the opposite. 64% want him out. They're done. Like,
wow,
they've had enough. That's the poll in our chat.
To be fair though, yeah, that is at the same time though. That is like after the game when you've just lost a derby.
Emotional,
You're always going to get people being a bit emotional. My thing really was, I see, because obviously City were on at the same time, so I had the game on a second screen, right? But obviously my focus was on the City game. I just don't understand his decision to start Elanga, Pete. And I was wondering if like he's come out after the game to explain that decision, because for me, like, you know, I've spoke about Murphy a lot. I actually think he's a really good player. But I've not really seen much of Elanga this year for such a big game to throw him into. Like, has he explained why, like, what he was thinking there?
No, he hasn't. And this is there's a lot of fans that are questioning the journalists that are not asking the right questions at the moment. It seems like a lot, not all, but a lot of the journalists are asking questions almost to kind of keep the peace, keep friendly with him, keep him on side. Obviously, transfer windows come around the corner, etc., etc. They're playing it cool. I agree with you. It was the wrong decision. Elanga wasn't ready to start the derby and what that derby meant. I said on my show yesterday that you could have thrown Murphy and Barnes up in the air, and whoever it landed on, you could have played them right wing. Murphy for me, it should be the one that starts because he's a naturally right-footed right winger. But he has been awful away from home this season. At St James's Park, I would start him every time. Because at St James's Park, I don't know what it is, but the boy just turns into a different beast, like a different animal, and he is really effective at St James's, but he hasn't been away from home. And I think that's why Eddie Howe maybe toyed with playing with Elanga for that pace on the counter. Because if you'd have looked in, I know a lot of you boys had games yesterday at the same time, so you wouldn't have seen it, but if you'd have looked how we set up in the first 7 minutes, it was an unrecognisable Newcastle United team. And it was very clear that we came to sit deep and hit him on the counter. And I think that's why he started Elanga. He wanted that pace on the counter to really kind of get in and behind Sunderland. But it didn't work. It just didn't work. But Eddie Howe has to hold that. But for me, I question the attitude and the endeavour of the players. There was nothing from those players in what was a big game.
Why is there nothing there in such a big? That's like the biggest game of Newcastle's season. Well, maybe for the fans. I mean, you'll play bigger teams, but that derby's like the one. If you want to win one game, you want to win that one. And to like not have the players seemingly not up for that game, that for me would be a big question mark about the mentality around the squad and kind of what's going on if you can't get up for that game.
You know, Charlie, like I'll say this now. Like I found it weird in the build up to this game, to this derby, because a lot of Newcastle fans were almost playing the derby down. There were a lot of Newcastle fans were saying, "Leverkusen's the bigger game, Champions League, this, that, and the other. We ain't bothered about the derby." And that's been genuine from a lot of Newcastle fans. I was not of that mindset. I'm 30 plus years supporting this club. I've seen derbies through the 90s, 2000s, etc. I wanted to win every single one of them. And that game for me, I woke up nervous. excited. I was buzzing for that game because I want to win that game. Like, just like you boys with Birmingham, you boys with like Derby and Man United, etc., Everton, Arsenal, Tottenham. You boys, when you wake up, you're buzzing for that derby. You want to win no matter what. That's my feeling. But it was weird that some Newcastle fans weren't bothered about it. And I'm not sure whether that's filtered through to the players. I'm not sure if the players, because the players played well against Leverkusen. We should have won. Again, slipped up last minute. Typical Newcastle this season. But we played well, particularly in that second half, and we gave everything. But we didn't do that against Sunderland. And I feel like they bottled it. If I'm being honest with you, I feel like they really bottled the game. And they've got a lot to do to make up to the Newcastle fans, because I heard in the away end, normally we always back the boys, we always clap them regardless of the result. I've been in away ends where we've been spanked 4-5-0 under Steve Bruce, and we've still clapped the players off and singing and dancing and all the rest of it and backing the boys. Yesterday, everyone walked out. Nobody clapped. Everyone walked out. That's never happened before. That shows that Newcastle fans are not happy.
Do you just think that's lastly on this one, Pete? Oh, go on, Wolfie, go on.
No, I was just going to add, like, Sunderland took it more seriously for me, down to the minor details of calling you visitors. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you saw it on the scoreboard. It wasn't Sunderland.
Yeah, but you
just visitors.
No, pettiness. Hey,
yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah.
I've been that on this channel, and I will continue to be. Okay, all season. Like I'm that guy. So I respect the fact that they do that, and I hope that come March we do the same. But equally, it's in retaliation to what we did to them in the FA Cup. You know, we took over their stand behind the goal. We had it painted black and white. We did a big picture in front of all of our fans when we beat them 3-0. They did the same after the game. So although it all seems new, it's all in retaliation to what we
needs. That's what Derby needs. They didn't have it.
And this is what I think Eddie Howe's missed. This is what I think Eddie Howe and the players and the club have missed. They've kept 3-0 in the mind from the FA Cup and thinking that they can stroll into this game and we're the better team and we can just do it. It didn't work like that. They were bang up for this game. This was their cup final, as all of their fans told us. It was their cup final, and it wasn't for us, but it needs to be, because that's what a derby is. Yeah. That's what a derby is. That's what it means.
I feel that you guys treated the Liverpool game more as a derby than you did that one. I mean, I only saw it through the highlights. Obviously, we were playing at the same time.
I kind of made that point. I'm just saying. I just want to ask a question dead quick. Are you going to finish above them this season?
I believe we will. I believe we will. I
think they will drop off. I think Sunderland will drop off.
Yeah. One in the chat just said that there's a load of players going to AFCON.
That should be the conversation, though. We have higher aspirations as a football club.
But look at the situation you're currently in. Look at the current situation you're currently in.
Look, we've seen newly promoted teams come in and have good seasons or good half seasons or whatever. Like that doesn't mean sitting in December the 14th, 15th, whatever it is now, that they're going to finish above us. They're only 3-4 points above us anyway. Like that turnaround's quite quick. So it's not the be all and end all. It's not over. Like a couple of games, they've got 7 players that have gone to AFCON now. So if we can turn some results out in the next 4 or 5 games, and we've got fixtures that we can absolutely win in our next 4 or 5, that we can turn that around. So, like, I'm still confident.
I'll just quickly say, Pete, a bigger concern for me is the away form is horrendous. It's one win away from home this season in the league, and this is not a new thing this season. It's pretty much virtually been since Eddie Howe's been there. The away form is terrible. Like, that's got to be like, why is that? Why can he not find a way to get his team to win away from home? Because that's a major problem.
The style doesn't work. The style and the setup of the team doesn't work. So he doesn't set us up the same way at St. James's Park as he does away from home. And some people will say, well, that's natural. But how he's setting us up isn't working away from home. It's too defensive minded. He's putting too much emphasis on his defenders to secure his points, and we're not. We're conceding goals, late goals. We're conceding poor goals, as we did yesterday. Like we are absolutely playing the wrong style of football away from home, and it's a huge problem. You remember like when we got Champions League football the first time, and even the season in the Champions League, and even last season, the intensity, the press, the work rate that you saw from Newcastle United, what we've been built under the last 4 years under Eddie Howe, it's non-existent. It's gone. That style is gone. He's trying to play a more reserved, possession-based type of football. He's trying to evolve the team, and I hear it to a point, because he wants us to be that type of team, but he's lost what made us unique. He's lost what made us Newcastle United. And we need to get that back. And he's doing it because he's trying to manage players and injuries and all the rest of it because of what happened 2 years ago. But, hey, I'd take a couple more injuries if it meant that we played that type of football. Because if we played that type of football, we'd win more matches.
Pete.
I mean, I look at it now, Newcastle in 12th. I never expected you to be in 12th, if I'm honest with you. I also look at Eddie Howe, and I think he's done a really good job at Newcastle. I genuinely do. But it might be that, things have to change. It might be that he's come to the end. I don't know. I don't know the answer.
I do think, though, Potsy, though,
he's I think he's feeling LB. I think
well, maybe, but like for me, you can only judge that once you give him a proper mega window. And, I feel a little bit harsh on the guy because as a manager, right, just qualified for Champions League. So what's he thinking at the end of the season? He's probably thinking, right, Get me some players in, get me some contracts signed, and let's go for it next season. And what does he have to deal with? He has to deal with Isak, the star player, going on strike. And let's be honest, I don't. Newcastle didn't really know what to do. Did they hold him? Did they hold him at the football club, or did they sell him? They ended up selling him late on. And listen, they did well to get Voltemade through the door, but at the same time, that whole situation was a bit of a L on the start of the season because they were playing matches when this was all going on. That can't be easy as a manager. They've not really strengthened the right wing position, which they probably needed to do. They signed Elanga, which was for me a sort of like sideways transfer, and they probably needed to add a little bit more quality in that. So I personally feel, I don't know, me and Pete I think we spoke about this last week maybe, that like I think for me, he deserves probably another window, but the window has to be, like a needle mover. Very much similar. I have similar criticisms with Newcastle this summer that I have with Chelsea. I feel like neither side really made those needle mover signings. Get him another summer, and then next year, if he doesn't bring the team forward, then fair dues, you can say that. But
he was kind of screwed over as well with the whole of the summer. Like it was all on Eddie Howe. He's just left to do it all. Like that's wrong, really. That should not be the case. Like you don't have that. Like no manager should be left to do it all.
I think it's a fair point that you boys are making. I think it's fair, but you'll have Newcastle fans that will argue. Hold on a second. We spent 52 million on Anthony Elanga. That it isn't a bad player, by the way. He just doesn't suit what we're trying to do right now. He just doesn't suit us.
And is he even better than Murphy?
Well, in this system that we're trying to play, no, he's not. I'm not saying that he's a bad player, but he looks such a bad player in this setup. So we paid 52 million for him. We paid 40 million for a guy that from Aston Villa that is sixth choice.
I could not believe it when I saw that he wasn't. I could not believe he didn't play a minute. If there's a player that knows what a derby means, it's Jacob Ramsey.
Exactly, and I said that on our channel, and I said that to some of the Newcastle lads that I chat to. Like he is like that derby is very similar to the time we're derby. He would know what it means. Why is he not coming off the bench? So you're right in that he does need another window because there's other places and positions to strengthen. But he's had money that he's spent, and he ain't utilising those players. So there's question marks on that. I mean, look, Baltimore had a really, really poor game. He looked shattered. I need Weiser to start now. His matches now, he's up to speed. But he's done well since he come in. Malik Chow, quality. Probably one of the only ones yesterday that goes away with any credit. Him and Lewis Hall were brilliant in a really bad performance. But, you look at those two players and they're good signings. But everyone else, is like that's on Howe. That is absolutely on Howe. But how, you're right, LB. Howe needs that window, and I'm sorry, like, I'm not waiting till the summer. I need to see movement in January.
Yeah, now, man.
I need to see a couple of proper first team players come into this team and really, as you said, move that needle and make us a better team. What's
your situation here, Pete? Can you spend in January or what?
Yeah, the money that we spent in the summer wasn't the ESAC money. That was the money that we already had through PSR.
So you can go into the market then, yeah.
Absolutely, and I fully expect us to. I need a striker come through the door. I need another midfielder. I need Willock to be gone. Palace apparently interested in him. I'm moving him on. Let him go Palace. We get another midfielder in. We need left back cover. Dan Burns now out for 6 weeks with a punctured lung. Bad, like horrible challenge, but a horrible collision, should I say? And I knew instantly that he wasn't going to be able to continue. So he's out now. So we need left back cover for Lewis Hall. We need a minimum 3 players come through the door, right?
And that not getting Ekatike.
Sorry,
do you regret not getting Ekatike?
Why are you doing this?
You regret signing Isak?
I know. I've had to hold corn for weeks and about.
You're going to hold corn even more because he's like a fucking rat, right? In shit. Right, so don't start with me. Right? Another forward watch from Isak off the bench.
I was asking about Alexander the Great.
Anyway,
I was asking about Hugo Boss.
You know, I love that guy. You know, I love Ekatike. You know, I talk about him. He should be your starting striker. He proved it again at the weekend. We'll get into that. But I would have loved him. I would have loved him 3 years ago when we actually went in for him before we went in for Isak. Because we saw the vision there before he went to PSG. We've been after that guy for a long time. I would have loved Ekatike because he fits the mold. He fits the style of it. But there's others out there. Equally, Jan Wiese fits the style. And I'm really excited to see him when he gets up and running, what he can do to our team.
Okay.
Errol,
We got to move, man. We
back,
got to move
mate.
because we're on 23
back.
minutes and we've only just talked about Newcastle. So this is going to be a long show if we don't move it on. But I respect what you're saying, Pete, and I do agree lot with
let's
what you've
do
said.
Beyonce pots to the left. Everything in the box to the left.
It's been very quiet.
that box to the far left over there. So
Can I just apologize? Can I just apologize to you guys for my bitch there who wasn't focusing while Pete was talking about Newcastle, was flapping around with his phone. Like, eyes up, Deji, when others are speaking, please. Sorry.
You've been called to the stand, Edge. You've been called to the stand.
I mean, it does look like he's going to take a day in court, to be fair. And he's on mute as well, so no one can hear him. But Wolfie, I will say it's only really fair that I let Wolfie come in here. Deji got cooked last night by Lawless and Hooks and the boys, but big up to him for always, not hiding. He's been Frank out for a while. He's been one of the only Tottenham content creators that went early and stuck with it. And after last night's performance, you can probably tell why, Wolfie. They were an absolute mess. And a lot of the Tottenham fans need to kind of come and apologise to you, I think, because they were laughing at your prediction at 3-0. They were laughing at you saying that you're going to be taking 3 points. And that's exactly what you did, brother.
It's like I've been saying to Deji now for a couple of years. Just stop talking. Stop talking, man. Like, you'll get on so much easier in life if you just stop talking and start listening. Like, the amount of receipts, I was just flicking through some of my Deji receipts. I was like, shall I bring him up and embarrass him tonight? I thought, you know what? He's going to open his mouth. He's not going to be able to resist. We'll have some new, fresh content to clip him on. But, Deji, you were warned. You don't come to my ground. You don't take 3 points. You're not that team. Like, make it make sense. You have a manager that you can't stand because you think he's crap, because he can't get a tune out of your team. You have a keeper that you hate. You have a striker that you can't stand. Your left winger, Carlo Panoni. What's his name? Colo
Moani.
Carlo. He was so shit, man. Do you know he was so bad that stupid head mask that he was wearing fell off and he couldn't even tie it back on? Like, what was he doing? He just couldn't get it back on. Richarlison's lip exploded on the pitch because Milenkovic just looked at him. His lip was just busted open. And they started with a midfield of Archie Gray and Bentancur.
Oh, that stinks.
I was like, no, I've misread this team sheet. They are coming up against Anderson and Sangare with Archie Gray, who looks like he's still in nappies, and Bentancur, whose knee exploded about 2 years ago and he's never recovered. And I'm like, what are you doing? And then I hear Frank's pre-presser on the game. And he's like, yes, I've got this all sussed out. Forest are going to give us the ball and they're going to punt the ball long into the wings. And that's how Forest are going to play. We're going to have a lot of possession. Forest played the ball on the floor. Forest had the possession. Forest pressed them. It didn't stand off them. And this so-called tactical genius that is Thomas Frank, that you all, in fact, Deji and me are the only innocent ones here on Frank. You all kept saying what a great manager he is. They're shameless, Deji. They're shameless. That's the only point of agreement we'll have tonight. That's for sure. But you guys were glazing it. I told you, the guy's never seen a trophy. The guy managed Brentford. His recruitment team were the one who got the likes of Tony in there and Buemo in there. And everyone's like, yeah, Thomas Frank. I told you, he is Graham Potter with long hair. That's all he is. And we're seeing it now at Spurs. Spurs are a joke, though. It's not just the manager, it's the players. It's the institute as well. The arrogance of this fan base. I went on loads of Spurs channel. Shout out to all the boys. You know, they're nice. Yeah. I guess they have to support that team for their sins. But when I told them 2 of your players at a push get into my team, what? Who do you think doesn't get into your team? I guess I was wrong. None of those players get into my team. None of them. Kudos. Do you know what I've noticed? These Spurs fans hype up absolute shite players. They almost make you believe that these players are good. So when Kudos played yesterday, I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch this guy and I'm going to see what he does against a converted left back in Nico Williams. He was so shite. He didn't do anything. And then the excuses from the Spurs fans are, well, the rest of the players around him is shite. What do you want him to do? He has to take the whole team on by himself. He's not Superman. Bro, he was shite. And then Xavi Simons, or should I say, as Hookswood, Xavi Simons. Simple Simon, man. That guy who, by the way, they told me in the build-up, had back-to-back man of the matches against Brentford, and I don't even know what dusty team they played in the Champions League. Prague, whoever it was.
Charlie's
got the note, man. He's got the note.
But Charlie, you know what they're saying to me? He's settled now. He's cooking. We asked George on Thursday, like, oh, he's cooking, is he? How many goals has he scored? And George just dances around the house, can't answer a simple question, gave me his shoe size, gave me his favorite, dinner and what car he's driving, couldn't tell me how many goals he scored. The amount of air they blow up these players' asses is disgusting. And then they complain about them at full time. So they gas them up and then they pop the balloon at full time. This team is a joke. The fan base is a joke. And you know what? I wasn't worried for a single second in that game. Not at all. Not when you've got Vicario and Archie Gray gifting some stupid ass goal off the bat. And then Callum Hudson-Odoi decides to take the piss. And he's like, I'm just going to go for a shot cross. Let's see what happens. Sees Vicario off his line. He flaps it, misses it into the back of the net. And then Sangare, man, the guy who scored 1 goal for Forest in the league. 1 goal. They equalized. You see my speech. It just inspires people. It really does. And Sangare. No, you can't. Not yet. But here's the kicker, boys. Here's the kicker. This master tactician that I kept getting told about, Thomas Frank. He subs off Jed Spence, who was arguably the best of a shit bunch, and he wasn't very good. Do you know who he brings on to change the game at 2-0 down? He brings on Ben Davies. Ben fucking Davies. I didn't know he was still at Spurs.
Neither did I.
I didn't know he was. I thought he went on a 2-for-1 deal with Dyer when Dyer left.
Bro, he's got lifetime contract at Spurs.
Bro, Ben Davies comes on. And then he brings on, by the way, they're 2-0 down. Listen to this tactical genius. He brings on Paulinho. because that's going to change the game. This guy is a fucking fraud. And I said to Deji, you're going to be in the bottom half of the table 2 weeks ago. They are. You are going to be in a relegation battle. So Deji, I'll close with this question to you, because I've been dying to ask you this question. Will you be on this fucking show next year?
I'm going to answer that question at the end.
At the end of the season or at the end of the show?
It's a simple yes or no.
I'm going to answer that
politician
because I've got context. But before I go there, there's a couple of things that I need to blame Thomas Frank for. The biggest thing that I have to blame Thomas Frank and why I need him out, and if I saw him on the street, I would fly kick him in his head. It's because I don't know whether Wolfie's changed his camera or he's had a shower before the show. But the fact that I'm seeing him so bright is pissing me off. Now, the thing is, I agree with Wolfie. This football thing is not hard. We know that Nottingham Forest is probably one of the most physical teams in the Prem. Murillo, Yates, Chris Wood. And he goes with a midfield three of Archie Gray, Bentancur, and Little Bow Wow. I won't talk any further. Wolfie is absolutely correct. And the one thing I give my brother credit for is he actually is giving me credit for the stuff I've been calling out for the last couple of weeks. I've told everybody in the Spurs fan base, Vicario is rubbish. I've had people as far as We Are Tottenham TV say that Ashmatic, I'm calling him out, or Marlon, who said that the goalkeeping situation is not a priority. Not a priority? Let me tell you how stupid that Hudson-Odoi goal was. Hudson-Odoi has been so pathetic this season that he swang at the ball. Because when it went in, he was, first of all, he couldn't believe that it went in. Then he was embarrassed that it went in because he knows that he didn't do nothing. He didn't aim for the goal. For my team right now, I can't lie, under Thomas Frank, Wolfie is correct. I have moved the goalpost where I thought we could be challenging for top 8. Tottenham could go down. Let me tell you why. No, Billy, I'm supporting your club, yeah? So you better be very, very careful. Tottenham have less points with Frank than we did with Ange this time last season.
Yo, wheel up. Say that again.
Let me say it again.
Yeah, please.
We have lost more games. We've conceded more goals and we have less points at this stage than we did last season, and we lost 22 times. And guess what? At least this time last season, we were banging in goals wherever we were losing. We are not getting a shot on. We didn't register 1 XG against Forest. Can you imagine? Forest
are you?
Shall we play Name the XG? Guys, take guesses.
It was like, what, 0.3 or something?
We'll play higher or lower. We'll go higher from what Charlie said.
Lower.
I'll go a little bit higher. Surely it wasn't that bad.
Was it 0.14?
Lower.
It's lower.
Lower
than 0.4.
Yeah.
What, 0.2?
Higher. 0.37, man.
0.37. This is a joke, by the way.
Hey, Dad.
They had one shot on goal. One shot on goal from Archie Gray from outside the box.
Dad, do you wish you would have stuck around for season 3?
You know what? I think, yeah, because if you're gonna get rid of Ange, you bring in an Nagelsmann, you bring in a Xavi Hernandez. You don't.
Bro, how many times are we going to have to tell you those man are not interested in managing?
You're not on that level.
What I'm trying to say,
self-awareness. Don't check your mirror. Remember where you are.
You don't bring in Thomas Frank. And to be honest, guys, I can't lie. Before I came on this show, I was deliberately 10 minutes late. I was wondering about you man's ball knowledge and whether I can trust you, because you man all said that Thomas Frank was a decent manager. Look at the job he's done at Brentford. Tried to lie to me. I knew he was dusty from the very start. I knew he was crap, and he is confirmed to be crap. The other thing I'm going to ask for you, man, if you man are truly my friends, yeah, I don't mind getting cooked. But all of you guys on this platform, it equals about 1 million subscribers. I am asking publicly tonight for the Spurs job. I want to be head coach at Tottenham Hotspur. I want to be at the helm. Can we like and share? Like and share what I'm saying. Clip this and send it to someone's. But I want the Tottenham job because I can guarantee you, if I was in charge, we would have slapped up that Nottingham Forest team. Do you know what I'm saying? Now I'm seeing Jake Paul fight AJ. Then
what would you have done differently?
Isaac just said it got readjusted from 0.37 to 0.33.
Let's play this delusional game. What would you have done yesterday differently than what Thomas Frank did?
Very easy, bro.
Go on.
The first thing is you got to go physical in the midfield.
Okay.
I would have started Palhinha. I would have had.
I agree. I said this to George this morning,
and I would have had Papsar.
Right, I said this morning on Midday Live. I said I looked at midfield and it's weak as shit. Yeah, I said I would have played Palhinha and Papsar, and George was telling me that that's not stronger than.
George don't know. He doesn't know. He's not.
Yeah, but I told you about George. He's just a guy with a do-rag, man. That's all he is, man. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I warned you about him.
You got to go physical. It was very easy. Very easy. Then the other one that killed me, he had Richarlison in the 9 and Mawani out on the left. But you know that Richarlison wears Hunters. He wears those Wellington boots called Hunters. He doesn't wear football boots. Richarlison should be out on the left. We saw enough from Mawani to know you need someone who can try and hold up the ball. Well, we all know Mawani holds up the ball better than Richarlison. So why isn't Mawani in the 9? Bro,
I'm telling you. You would put him in the 9.
Just on that.
Hold on. You'd put him in the 9.
Mawani in the 9, yeah.
You'd put Panani in the 9.
Yeah, he's better than Richarlison.
Bro, how many goals has he scored? How many goals has he scored in the Premier League?
We don't need him to score goals. We need him to hold up. We need him to bring the wingers into play, bro.
Wait, say that again. Say that again. You don't need him to score goals.
We need him to bring Kudus into the game. That was his job.
Wait, hold on. Are you not the guy who's been picking on Gyökeres for the last week about his goals?
Bro, I don't give a damn about Gyökeres.
So why have you been going on about him for a week?
I'm looking at Mawani for his hold-up play and his ability to bring other players in. It makes sense to have him in than have Richarlison, who can't control the ball, in the 9.
Clowns, man.
Hey guys, the other thing that Wolfie actually pointed out to me, which I think is a legit thing, at Nottingham Forest, Jed Spence, Brennan Johnson were cooking on that right-hand side.
That is true.
And they went to the Emirates and they cooked those red Tottenham players to death. Yeah. Why hasn't he tried playing Spence and Brennan Johnson? Trying to strike a bit of a relationship. Like, do something different. So for me, I want the job and I want it now. We lost to one of the worst. That Nottingham Forest didn't even play any ball. That is the most shameless thing.
That's disingenuous to say. We bopped you off that park, bro.
You were just relieved, bro. You actually didn't play any football. Don't lie.
Bro, it's because you know with Spurs, there is an element of relief because you're shit. It's like when you have a shit, man, your first feeling after a shit is relief. That's all it is. You just get rid of the shit and you move on. That's what you are. I'm trying to figure out why you have the word hot in your name. Why are you called Tottenham Hotspur? What is hot about this club, bro? Apart from Beyonce. Like, for real, why is there a hot in your name?
So what, you want us to also, you want us to turn from a cockerel to, what, a bunch of trees?
Bro, you're already a cock and a testicle, man. That's, you already got the cock and a testicle.
Let me make my final point. Charlie, you asked me, who asked me if Tottenham gonna what? What was the question?
Are you going to be here on this show next year?
So, guys, funny enough, I had already thought about that before I came onto the show. I've decided that this epic journey that I've been on this last 2 years may have to come to an end. Let me give you a picture. Terminator 2, you see Arnie Schwarzenegger. He's standing there as he slowly goes down into the lava. I'm going into the lava, but instead of holding on to the pole, I'm holding Wolfie's ankle. And we are going down into that lava together. And that's the only thing that gives me joy. That we both
wait. Your maths ain't mathing, bro.
We both won't be here. I don't give a damn. Yes, me and Wolfie are going down together. There you go.
Hold on, let's figure this out, Deji. You opened up by telling us that Thomas Frank is trending worse than Ange.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, and he's two? I think he's 2 places below him on this time last year.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, let's extrapolate that out for the season. Where would he finish if he finishes 2 places below where Ange finished last season?
Bro, we could be 18th. No, we'll finish a place. We could be 18th. You could be 19th.
Oh, so you think Wolves or Burnley are surviving?
Bro, I actually don't care. What I'm saying to you is if I'm going down, you're going with me. And that's the only thing that gives me joy.
I thought you were taking Lawless with you.
That's the only thing that gives me joy.
Are you taking Lawless or not?
That is the only thing.
You need to make your mind up, man. You can't fall on your sword and take Ford down with you.
I'm gonna be real, and I'm gonna let it be publicly known. I hate you the most.
Thank you. That pleases me. Yeah,
so we are going down to get. I'm holding you by your ankle. You might hit me with a baseball bat. You might throw acid in my eye. It's not gonna work. You're burning with me.
Bro, I don't think I need to worry because if your handling's anything like your goalkeeper, you're just gonna fumble me anyway, bro. So why should I fucking worry? Like, seriously.
Oh, shit.
Can we have a pause?
Yeah, there's a pause there somewhere.
Couple pauses in that debate.
I
just couldn't say something. Yeah, this whole speech here by Deji just sort of summarizes Tottenham Hotspur. I mean, his club is in crisis yet again. And all he's talking about is another football club. And this is what he's done. And this is what Tottenham fans do all the time. Yeah, they speak about other things. Yeah, I've spoken to Deji before about Spurs being in a shit show. And what does he talk about? Oh, but we beat ULB. We won the Manchester City trophy. Now his team is absolutely ass. And now he's talking about, well, at least we're going down with Wolfie. Yeah, I hate Wolfie. I hate Nottingham Forest. At least we're going down with them. This is Spurs, bro. Through and through. They think about everybody else rather than themselves. Yeah, that club is dusted. I've said before they shouldn't be in the top 6. Yeah, right. How they're still in the top 6. Yeah, on the whole Sky thing is a joke, mate. Yeah, I think Billy needs to start getting chest out, mate, or Pete, because one of these lads needs to take their spot, mate. Yeah, Deji, man, it's. Listen, mate, it's all good having you on the show and that, yeah, but fundamentally, your team brings the quality of the panel down, man. I'll be real, bro. Like, it does, bro. I'm being serious. It just does. Yeah.
I mean, I'll be real with you, LB.
Here we go. Big Man City. My team's won like 30 trophies over the last 2 years.
The truth of the matter is, and people have said this to me, like, great message, wrong messenger, bro. Because I own you.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, wait, all right. Well, LB, let me help you give the message. Deji, I got a phone number for you. You got a pen and paper?
No.
Well, get a fucking pen and paper then. Take this one down. 0300 123 6600. That will take you to talk to Frank, bro. And you can talk to your boy Frank on that number, man. They're therapists there. They can all help you out. There's the number. It's a free call number. You don't even get charged, man. So leave you won't cry about it. Go call Frank, man. Have a chat with him. See what he's got to say. Maybe he'll take some advice from you.
Just as a word of warning to you all, I've personally clipped this show.
Okay,
you want to clip it?
Can I ask a question?
It's been clipped. Everything that's happening here is being clipped.
Yes, that's fine.
And I will have my day.
Yeah.
Errol, you don't need permission with Deji. Just ask him the fucking question, bro. I get Errol. Where's that? You got the chest back now.
Errol, Errol, the fact that you're dealing with me with respect, I promise I won't. That whole cooking thing, it was a thing of the past.
No. It is. It's done. Yeah, you know.
It's a thing of the past, bro.
It's a thing of the past. Nah. Are you beating Liverpool on Saturday though?
Oh.
No.
To be honest, bro, can I be real?
Yeah, of course.
It would fill me with pleasure if you put 6 or 7 past my club, because I think
this Spurs. There's the only person on this panel that would ever say that.
No, but he actively wants his team to ship 6.
No, you know why? He's worried. He wants Liverpool back in the title race. His focus on Arsenal. His focus on Arsenal.
I need Frank out. I reckon Spurs lose by 5 or more goals. Frank won't be in charge come Christmas Day. I promise.
Bro, he still will be.
The whole fan base are in a melt right now.
Serious question though. Who's above them at the minute? Who's like the Spurs hierarchy at the moment, pulling the strings?
Wasn't it some guy that used to be at Arsenal?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, we all know the issue. We all know the issue. It's Daniel Levy. He's got to go.
Yeah.
He's got to go. He's got to go.
To be fair, Dan, who brought Frank in? It was Levy, mate. So we need to get all remnants of Levy out.
Well, he's now gone, mate. So he's not the issue anymore. So who is? That's the joke. Yeah. This guy was the big issue. Daniel Levy. Once he goes, Spurs will be out.
But he brought in Frank, no. But
he's gone. Even though, Deji, under Daniel Levy, by the way, I'm 38 years old, and under Daniel Levy, I've seen Spurs get to a Champions League final under Daniel Levy, go to one of the most beautiful stadiums under Daniel Levy, get to a title race against Leicester with Daniel Levy. But he was the problem. Now he's
got to a Carabao Cup final as well, Potts. He got to a Carabao Cup final under Levy.
That's disingenuous. That's
one in Europa League.
No, I'm sorry, Potts. Put context behind it. You said you saw them in a title race. They finished 3rd in a 2-horse race. Let's not forget.
It is true.
You said you saw them get to a Champions League final. They fucking lost it. And what was the other thing you said?
Stadium.
All right, Wolfie, you seem to know a lot.
They can't win it.
Stadium. They're such tight asses that they used the bricks from the old one because he wanted to save some money on the flooring. Let's be real here.
Yeah, focus on your. Can I just say something? Because I don't know. Maybe I need to call it out. I don't like the fact that Wolfie's projecting, because he's still beneath me. Hold that. After all the noise, after all the crap you've been spouting, you are the lowest ranked team on this panel. How do you feel? How do you feel, Wolfie? Huh? How do you feel, Little Red Riding Hood? After all this, you're still below me, mate.
Wait. How did you lose to me then, Dej?
Bro, that don't matter.
Oh, that don't matter. It mattered all last week when you were running your mouth, wasn't it?
They're still 4 points behind you.
It'll be 1 point this weekend. As long as Errol, Red Brother, you got me. Yeah, you got me. My sole focus this season is that I will finish above Spurs, and I'll have a trophy.
You have always said that. You have always said you would.
I've always said that, and it's happening. Just how I told all of you that Bournemouth will get relegated when they were 3rd, and you laughed. Look at the table now.
I'd be real. Instead, rather than you finishing above, there's more chance of us both going down.
No.
Tottenham, to be fair, should have gone down last year. If it weren't for the 3 dustiest teams coming up,
they would have been gone.
They would have been done, mate. And
now,
can they go down? Can they go down, Pods?
Yeah, I mean, look, they're 12th at the moment. I thought they'd be happy. That's 5 places better than they were last year.
That's true.
To be fair to them. So maybe Frank's doing a good job. But I've got to be honest, man. They ain't going down. I know who's going down. It's going to be Wolves. We all know that. We'll come on to our game against them in a minute.
Burnley and West
Ham.
Yeah.
I think it might be Leeds, but Leeds keep picking up points.
Leeds are winning points. That's the
difference. But Ellen Road though is very tough to go.
Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah,
but
West Ham
got Bowen in it. They keep Bowen fit.
Yeah. Wait. Why are you all not listening to what I'm saying here? Like, you do understand how good I am at these prediction things. Are you all dismissing Bournemouth going down?
Bournemouth aren't going down.
Yeah, I don't think
why.
Going down.
Why?
Because I think they've got too many.
They haven't won a game in like 7, bro. They've tumbled down that table.
I think you're underestimating, how shit the other teams are, innit?
Yeah.
No, you're overestimating how good Bournemouth are.
Is clouding your judgment.
Yeah, you're emotionally involved.
Yeah, you hate Bournemouth, bro.
I fucking hate them, man. They're a disgrace to the
season. Your emotional decision.
Wait, do you think Semenyo stays in January?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he will.
I
But he's cheaper in the summer, though. He's cheaper in the summer.
But you got to look at what we've just been talking about. You look at where Bournemouth are right now and how they're plummeted down the table. They're in a position where they can't afford to let him go.
They've got a release clause, Pete.
He's got a release clause, no chance.
It's only active first 10 days in January, though.
So
that's a long time. That's a long time.
I think City or Liverpool get him. Although Arsenal should probably go for him as well.
You know what? I want them down so bad.
How much is the release clause?
65.
65. It's all.
Yeah, someone could pay that actually.
There you go. So you think Bournemouth, who haven't won a game in 7, who are losing right now to Man U?
You'll see that composure in front of goal.
Yeah, bro, he's good.
Bro, did you see that keeper? That's freaking Charlie's boy. What's he doing on that second one?
No, it's not my boy anymore, mate. He's gone.
Oh,
Petrovic, man.
Oh, is that him? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is him. Yeah, it is him. It is
Chelsea know a good goalkeeper when they see him.
I'm sure Don... Petrovic, Kepa, they've given him to us. All these bad goalkeepers they've had over the years. But not Sanchez. Sorry, Don. I know you're in the chat. Big up for the raid as well, bro. Not Sanchez, Don. Not Sanchez. Look, let's move to Arsenal and City, because obviously there's two teams at the moment that won in very different manners. And big up to the assembled with a comment earlier, which is absolutely gold. It's the first time that Arsenal have ever won a game without scoring a goal. So it was embarrassing. I mean, I was actually watching it in a sports bar with my family, and it was kind of embarrassing sitting there with Arsenal stuff on. I've got to be honest, it was so bad. Like, I'm sat there thinking, I'm happy. Am I? No, I'm actually not happy here. I should have been, because I've got 3 points and everyone said we should have been happy. Just move on. But I can't be happy with that performance, man. I don't know how many of you watched it, but it was pitiful, to say the least. It was boring. It was rubbish. It was poor. And I just didn't rate any of the performances individually. There's really Saka that could, I suppose, walk off with some form of head held high. I don't think anybody else really did much.
Are you worried, Pops? Are you worried?
I mean, I've always been worried for obvious reasons. I don't want to repeat myself. But, like, I've always been worried with the manager, and I've always been worried that we can get across the line. I still don't look at City, and you might disagree and think, oh, wow, shit. They ain't fucking beating them. They look brilliant. Because I don't think they do look brilliant. As much as it was comfortable for them in terms of the scoreline, I actually thought Palace, I watched the highlights. Palace missed some chances. D was right last night on the show when he said it. But I do feel like Arsenal have just got something in the mentality issue. And I worry about that. I know we won the game, and it's like I'm saying, white flag and stuff. Because we should win this league, really. When I look at the quality of it, it's poor. Like, it really is really bad. Like, I don't look at Man City and go, wow, yet. And I certainly don't look at any of the other teams and go, wow. But I just feel like Arsenal have just got a question mark about, can we do it? That's all I've got. And those sort of games against Villa, Sunderland, Wolves, it ain't really got hot yet. It ain't even heated up yet. It's early. And we're still dropping those points. And I don't think that we should be. Now, Man City will go ahead of us at the weekend until we play our game at Everton. And that's going to be pressure again. Watch us not win that game. Watch us not win that game. Because Man City are going to beat West Ham. Is that the Etihad, I lie? LB? So Man City are going to go top of the league. And then it's going to be like, Sharks, well, Sharks. When everyone, we should just be laughing, going, crisis early. But really, everyone's going to see a great white shark, not a reef shark. And we should be looking at reef sharks, because Man City are not a great white shark this season. They're not. I don't look at them and go, wow. They're not. They're not. I'll just be honest. I don't think they are yet. I think they're beatable. I still think they're vulnerable. I don't look at them. If we could still lose the title to them, absolutely. But it's us that's going to lose it, not Man City were too good. It's going to be Arsenal again, isn't it? And I look at that and I question it, and I think, are we going to beat Everton when the pressure's on, away from home again? when everyone's going easy, Arsenal have got it easy. No, and Jai, Grealish is injured. Keith Dewsbury, or what's his name, injured.
But this is what it's about, then, isn't it, Potsy? At the end of the day, yeah, this weekend coming up is different to the previous weekends because we've got the opportunity to put the pressure on you. Now, we've got to do our job, and I'm listening to West Ham fans say that was their best performance of the season. So they're obviously coming to it a little bit better, but we got to do our job. I mean, that'll be a big thing for City because we've got an opportunity to go top, so there's pressure on us. But if we don't get our job, then the pressure's switched to you. And of course, Everton have got a few players out for that game as well, so you should be going there winning. But the thing for me, yeah, because obviously, like, I'm not going to sit here and be like Arsenal are trash. They're not. They're a very good team, right? But I've said this to you before, Potsy. When people say to me, all right, why don't you think Arsenal can win the league? Or if Arsenal, let me rephrase that. If Arsenal don't win the league, what will it be because of? Yeah, what would the reason?
I think the reason will be. Go on. I'm sorry. Go on.
I think it would be your attack, and that's what I've said all season. I think your attack, yeah, lacks firepower, bro. Oh my god, what a goal! You all seen that?
No.
Who's that? No.
Bournemouth equalised 2-2.
Semenyo again.
Oi, check this finish. What's he called?
Evan Nilsson.
Teams, man. I want them both to lose. For
God's sake. By the way, right? LB, you're spot on.
Wolfie's never happy, man.
You are spot on the attack. We discussed Gyökeres at length last week, and Wolfie was doing the one man Gyökeres defense league.
Why are you bringing me into Arsenal? I can give a shit.
No, you were defending Gyökeres
because I keep winning, bro. You're trying to find something to
No, I'm just saying you were defending Gyökeres last week, right? We discussed him at length. He was poor again against Wolves.
Yeah, you was defending him last week, Wolfie. What are you going to say now?
Him last week, bro. You were.
I'm going to say I don't support fucking Arsenal, bro. I don't care.
Last week you was defending.
Why did you go to town on it then? You went to town on it.
You guys were moving too much. I said you lot were moving too much on him. You're moving too much on him.
Bro, you were defending him.
Right, and are you still
defending him? I'm saying he's not crap, man. The guy's doing 100 goals in 2 seasons ain't crap. For what?
Last week you was moving like an Arsenal fan last week. Yeah, the way you was defending.
He is an Arsenal fan.
You were saying that Wolfie was auditioning to be an Arsenal fan last week. He was.
Oh, he was moving mad. This guy, yeah. By the way,
I had to listen. I had to get into the mindset of an Arsenal fan.
This guy's got 100 goals in 2 seasons. Yeah,
98.
Arsenal bought him. Yeah, and now he scored in 3 Prem games. We need to speak on this. Yeah, we need to speak on this topic, mate, because it's a fucking disgrace. And the media is not speaking about this more, so we need to speak about it.
Can Arteta not coach strikers?
That's what I've said. That's my statement. But apparently that's out of order because we score the most amount of goals and our goal difference is the best in the Champions League and Premier League. So I don't actually think it is now. I think City's might be better, but I look at it now and I think, look, we've had a striker at this club, 5, 6, 7 of them. None of them have banged. The only one that did was the one who caused the toxic dressing room problem at Aubameyang, and he had to go. He was the only one that did well.
Was he? Did Arteta sign Aubameyang?
No.
He didn't sign him
out to the left. He shunned him out.
He got rid of him. He got rid of him. He shoved him out to the left. He was playing left wing back most of the bloody time. But for me, I look at it. Lacazette didn't bang under Arteta. Neither did Gabriel Jesus. Neither did Kai Havertz. Neither has Eddie Nketiah. Neither has anybody who's put up there. The only one who's actually looked decent up there, in my opinion, Mikel Merino. He is the only one who's looked half decent.
The midfielder.
The midfielder, right? And people say Kai Havertz. I'm not really having that, but he was.
Is that true, Potts? Arsenal have scored the most goals, or some weird stat like that when Kai Havertz is up top.
Yeah, that's true.
The history of Arsenal. That's true.
I don't know. What do you mean by history of Arsenal?
Like how long you've existed for, apparently.
How can he have scored more than Thierry Henry? What does that mean?
No. While in the games he's played, Arsenal have scored the most goals versus any other kind of set.
I don't know if that's true. Then I don't know if that's true. You don't mean Kai Havertz. You mean that a player has scored?
Yeah. No, Arsenal have scored more goals with Kai Havertz up front than any period of time in their history.
Well, I didn't know that.
I still don't understand what.
I don't understand what.
With Kai Havertz up front, Arsenal's goal tally is bigger than with any other striker up front. It ain't that fucking
right. It's just a bit of a relevant stat. That's all, Wolfie, bro.
What are we doing?
It's a stat, man. It's a stat.
I
kind of get where he's
making
coming
stats
from,
for days these days for no reason.
But more does need to be made of this Gyökeres thing. I know Arsenal are winning matches, bro, he was signed as the missing piece and billed as the missing piece, and he's been so poor all season, and no one's really saying anything. I don't
know if you saw last tonight. Jamie Carragher was with Olivier Giroud on Monday Night Football, and it was quite funny because Giroud, I mean, it took him about 4 hours to talk because he's really slow. But he basically said, I quite like what I'm seeing from Gyökeres in terms of this, that, and the third. This hold-up plays good, and he can turn a player, and he can out-muscle this and out-muscle that. And then obviously Jamie Carragher said, I think Jesus is better. And it was just the complete opposite of what Giroud just said.
Offers weight. Like when Jesus on the pitch, he actually hit Jesus, Marino. These guys look more threatening than Gyökeres when he plays.
I agree.
Well, this is the thing, Charlie. Yeah, the thing is, there's a lot of revisionism going on here with Arsenal fans, right, about this Gyökeres signing, right? Because when they were signing this striker, it was all about goals. It was all about someone that needs to put the ball in the back of the net. That's what Dan Potts had that debate with that old man outside the stadium about. That's what all the Arsenal fans were saying. We need a goal scorer, not a striker.
The missing piece, LB. The missing piece.
Bro, they started rapid. As soon as the season started and the guy went like 5 games and only scored in one of the games, it was like, oh, look at his hold-up play. Oh, look at the way that he runs the channels. And I was sitting there going, hang on a minute. You told us all summer that you signed this guy because you needed goal scorers, which I agree with, by the way. And I'm not doing the revisionism thing myself. I said, you should sign Gyökeres. But as a fan base, you just sort of like, instead of going, we signed this guy to score goals and he's not scoring goals, what the fuck's going on? They started gaslighting us all. Yeah. Oh my God, they've scored again. 3-2 Bournemouth.
Oh, for God's sake, man. Like, I just said they're going down. For God's sake, man.
Do you want United to win?
I want them both to lose. I'm so confused right now. Okay, I don't know who I want to.
Of course, I want Bournemouth to win. But now look, LB's talking facts, man. Of course, he is. I've done a video about it. I've been talking about how I've not been impressed.
You should drop him, bro.
Yeah, he should be dropped. I wanted him. If I'm on, the problem is Mikel Merino had a stinker, as Billy will tell you, against Villa. I mean, it was really bad, really. But
Gyökeres didn't do much else when he came on either. To be fair,
awful. No, it was awful. And to be fair, it was awful the other night. And I think that we've got to be looking at this now and thinking: is there a problem with the strikers we're buying, or is there a problem with the system we're playing? And that's the one I can't answer to you people, and I'm hoping you can help me with, because I don't know if it's all these players are shite. Because they're not. Gabriel Jesus is a good footballer. Kai Havertz is, he's not everyone's cup of tea, but he's not a bad footballer, right? And then you've got the likes of Lacazette, Aubameyang, and obviously now Gyökeres that have all scored away from Arsenal or have done well away from Arsenal. When they've come into this Arsenal setup, for whatever reason, it ain't banged. And the only one that has actually done and looked quite well in a system is Havertz and Marino. They're the only two, and nobody wants them on this panel. Let's just be real. Nobody wants them starting up front for them. I don't think anyone would take any of them.
Marino?
Deji. I don't think anyone would take Marino up front, would they, on this panel?
Not now, but I think you should really consider starting Marino as a striker.
Yeah, no, I do.
I think he played really well.
Do whatever works.
Bro, I agree with you've taken too clean a shave on that head of yours, LB.
Well, you don't think they play well with Marino as a striker?
Bro, he's not. That's just not the answer.
No, it's more of an answer than Gyökeres is at the moment.
It's not the long-term answer, and it's pathetic that they're having to do that. But if you sign these players and you go, you know what, even though we signed this guy, we might actually be better.
That's like saying Spurs should play with Van de Ven up front because he's their best finisher.
No, it's not. If you watch the play, Wolfie, he's a proper target man. He's a target man. He holds the ball up. He wins the ball in the air. His aerial duels are good. Like he's not a traditional striker, but he actually plays that role better than Gyökeres. He actually does if you watch him play.
You know the simple solution
is? For me, isn't doing enough. For me, he's not doing enough. He's not working hard enough. He's not holding the ball up enough. As a target man, he's not doing the fundamentals right. As to the level that I would have expected.
Yeah, but Pete, there's two simple solutions for this. Point number one, play to Gyökeres' strength. Point number two, buy him some Slim Fast. Couple of weeks. He's in shape, and he's scoring goals again, man.
Slim Fast.
Yeah, that's it. It's nice and simple. But they're not playing him in the way he plays. And
So
that's
why did you
on
buy him
Arteta.
then if you're going to play him like that? What was the point?
Because fucking he wanted.
Well, he was never that guy, guys. The gap
wasn't though, was
between European football and the Prem is massive. These guys were shaking their bum. I asked the question, where would you rank the Portuguese league in terms of European football? And nobody had Portuguese league in their top 5. So
they kind of had to though, Deji. Yeah, but the thing is with that, yeah, Deji, because I kind of understand what you're saying, yeah. But like the guy scored 50 goals.
He was
if you would have scored like 30,
we had to take a punt on him. We had
the
to.
thing is, yeah, like in hindsight, yeah, real talk, yeah, they should have got Ekitike in it, yeah. But at the same time, like this guy scored 50 goals, and like you are right,
in the Champions League as well.
Yeah,
he scored goals in the Champions League, man. You know what I'm saying?
Would you have preferred Sesko? Would you think it would have been better if you'd got Sesko?
Hell no.
Because Arteta wanted him, didn't he? Sesko, and Berta was more.
Yeah, they wanted Sesko, but then look, I can understand the Ekitike shout. I didn't know enough about Ekitike, which is why I didn't want him because I thought it'd be a risk, and I thought it was a mad money, and I still think it is quite mad money. However, when I look at it, I don't really care money so much. Sesko for me has been worse, if not on par with Gyökeres. He's been stinky. So I think to say, we should have got Sesko, Arteta was right. Sesko would have fitted us more. I don't think we can say that. He's looked awful for Manchester United. He's missed sitters. I think I was saying that there was 4 that I would have taken, right? Gyökeres was one of them because I was with LB. And I remember us talking about it going, that was actually a really good signing. And hindsight's a wonderful thing. The only other 3 that I looked at was obviously Isak, but it looked like that was never going to happen. And he was obviously on his way to Liverpool, but everybody would have wanted that signing. And the only other 2 were Victor Osimhen and Julian Alvarez. They were the only ones that I wanted. Yeah. Right, I didn't want Sesko. I didn't want Ollie Watkins. I didn't want Mateta. I didn't want João Pedro. None of those guys bagged.
Mateta would have been good for you. He would have been.
Oh yeah, Mateta, bro.
Yeah, he would have been like.
Is there a little Spurs arrogance in your answer there, Potts? A little bit of Spurs arrogance in your answer.
Go on.
I'm just saying, you're dismissing all these strikers, and I think a few of those would have done a job for you.
Mateta would have been good.
Yeah,
they would have done a job, but would they have taken us to the next level? Is my point, and I think the others do. Like Julian Alvarez would, so would Isak. I know he's been stinking out the gaff at Liverpool, but he's a quality player. Like everyone can see it, right? Ekitike probably would, to be fair. And I remember Hussam saying, I want Ekitike. And I was thinking, really? Do you know much about him? Yeah, I've seen him enough. Obviously, he's seen more than me, and he's right. He's been excellent for Liverpool, right? I didn't see enough. I don't know if Errol agreed, but I think Isak would have been, woohoo, Ekitike, oh, Christ, not really sure about him. But yes, Isak, I think it was that way round, not the other way round. Oh, Isak, I don't know about that. But Ekitike with buzzing. I don't think it was that way around. So I think that's where I'm at, man. But look, let me just quickly...
Sorry, Potts. Do you need someone to take you to the next level, though? Or do you need someone that's just going to score goals?
I think we need someone to maybe not take to the next level, but take us across the line. And I don't know that he will do that, Victor Gyökeres. I don't know that he will now. I hope that he would. It doesn't look like he will. And the question you've got is it him or is it Mikel Arteta? Is it the number 9 position in our system or is it Gyökeres actually that was all fake?
I don't know if it's a bit of a shit thing to say, but I think it's a bit of both. I think that like the way that Arteta sets the side up probably is not great for Gyökeres because Gyökeres needs that space in behind. But Gyökeres needs to do more in the penalty area. You look at the top elite level strikers of the last 10, 15 years. That's, 20 years I've been watching football, yeah? And like some of you guys might have watched it longer. Like the movement in the box is mad. I think of Haaland. I think of Benzema. I think of like Ruud van Nistelrooy. Players like this, their movement inside the penalty area was insane. And like, it's not good enough to say. I just feel like that when people say, oh, well, we don't create chances. All right, yeah, you might not create as many chances as you want for him. But that's just a fucking bullshit excuse.
No, that I kind of got.
Bro, if you're an elite level striker, your movement in the box, if you're an elite level club like Arsenal, it's going to get you 10 goals a season. Easy.
Well,
just
he's not even touching the ball in the box. He's having like 5-6 touches in the box. In like 70, 80 minutes he's playing. Like that's so poor.
I think look, the last thing I was saying,
you're not glazing Ekitike, okay? But you're specifically talking about goals here. Are you not, LB, when you said they should have Ekitike?
Well, I think Ekitike would suit the way they set up. I think Ekitike would suit them better. And
Ekitike has Ekitike been much better than Gyökeres in the league in terms of goal scoring?
Must have been.
He scored 7.
Okay, he scored 2 against Leeds, and then he's got. I'm just looking through.
He's got 2 against Leeds, 2 against Brighton, 1 against Everton, 1 against Newcastle, 1 against Bournemouth.
Okay, so like, wow, that's it. He's played more games than Gyökeres.
He's played 1 more game. What we're doing?
Still 1 more game. So the difference,
But he also gets involved in Liverpool games way.
Yeah. You've been going on about goal scoring. All they said was the goal scoring. He hasn't been that much more elite.
No, but if you're not goal scoring, then at least do something outside the box.
Now you sound like an Arsenal fan.
What? I don't know what's wrong with you, bro, today.
I'm just saying, and now you're saying if it's not scoring, then what?
Yeah, but he has scored more than him. I don't know what you're doing here.
It ain't that much more. 2 goals against Leeds. Come on, man.
Well, Gyökeres got 2 of his goals against Leeds, so what? We put him down on 1 goal then.
My point is, Ekitike hasn't been that much better than Gyökeres.
He has. Get rid of Ekitike's goals, and
He's been way better than Gyökeres.
That's mad, bro.
3 goals. We are defining Ekitike's success over Gyökeres.
What are you doing here? You're dying on Gyökeres again.
Ekitike, even when he's not playing well, or say not playing well, when he's not scoring goals, he's still a focal point for Liverpool. He's running off the ball. He's into the channels, in and behind, stretching.
And that's why Peter said the narrative you guys have brought up of goal scoring.
The whole conversation, yeah, but that adds to the fact that his movement is good. He's on the button. He's there, ready and waiting. He's always in position to have an opportunity. He's missed a number of chances, but he's in the right positions to miss those chances. That's what you want from your striker. That's the whole conversation that we're just having about Gyökeres. He's not there. He's not there. He's not in the right position to score goals.
Okay, so if Gyökeres is such a dud, are you all writing him off?
No, not writing him off. Just
we're not doing a write-off.
Wolfie, we're saying we need to have the conversation now. We're in the 15th of December. This guy has not hit the heights that Arsenal fans were touting him to be this season. They was making him out as if he was going to be the difference maker and score them goals-winning games, and he is yet to do that on a consistent basis. And that's what we're saying now. It is time for us to have the conversation. Is it Mikel Arteta not being able to get the best out of a striker, or is it simply Gyökeres not being able to deliver in the Premier League? And that's what's
that's a sensible take, Errol. That's a sensible take.
That's all we're saying.
The rest of pushing just feels like this is agenda driven. They want him to fail, and they've already written him off. But when you ask them if they've written him off, they're all saying no.
No, we're just having an honest conversation that he's not delivering what he's supposed to.
I don't think any one of us have said that that we want him to fail. None of us have said that. All we're looking at is on the basis of what we've seen so far, we would have expected Gyökeres to be better than what he's currently producing. Yeah. For the money that they'd signed, for what Arsenal expected him to be, he is not producing the business. Equally, you look at Ekitike. Ekitike, yeah, has had some games where he hasn't been quite on it, but Ekitike is a younger striker that's just coming in to the league, to a brand new country, to a new team, and he's adjusting to it better than Gyökeres is because what he's doing in game.
Can I add to that point as well? Gyökeres is the guy. He has been the signing, and he's been given the license to be the guy. Ekitike's had to come in and understand that he is potentially number 2. He is the second string, and he's still. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted.
He shouldn't be number 2, though.
I know. We all know Alexander Isak isn't lining up for Liverpool at this moment in time, but Ekitike has to go into the training ground and go into games week in, week out with the pressure of if I'm not doing it, there's somebody else coming.
That's good pressure to have. That's good pressure.
Also, he's in a dysfunctional Liverpool side as well, Errol.
And yeah, you can add that. You can add that to the mix. Everything's
that's the fact, isn't it?
That's a fact. Yeah, you can add it into the mix certainly because everything's stable.
So let's ask the real question now.
Gyökeres is the guy. He's been given. You are our finishing piece to this puzzle that Arteta's been building over a number of seasons. We are going to do everything we can for you to be our main focal point and goal scorer. And he's still not been able to rise to that challenge. Can you not see that this is a conversation we need to have?
Now, Errol, you're putting it very eloquently, unlike some of the others. But let's ask the real question. Which one of you think that he will come good or will flop this season?
Who sooner? Isak, Gyökeres, Sesko?
Gyökeres. Who here thinks Gyökeres will flop and who here thinks he will have a good return?
By definition, what's flopped though? Because as Potts said, Potts wants someone to get them over the line. Look, as far as I'm concerned, Wolfie, if Gyökeres scored 5 goals in the last 5 games that got Arsenal 15 points to win them the league, he's not flopped because he's done the job that Arsenal fans would have wanted. He's got them over the line. But he could go and score 20 goals, and Arsenal might still not win the league because City could steal it on them. And even
again,
then,
you speak beautifully, and I can't argue with what you're saying. So I'll open it up to the panel. Is he going to flop or not based on what
I don't
Errol's
think he's
saying
going to
there?
score more than 15 goals this season. So
Would you-
for that reason,
I would agree.
I think that's a flop.
For me,
Wow.
I said it at the beginning of the season, and Dan Potts looked perplexed when I said he would do well to score 15 goals. Dan, you just trying to kind of do Humpty Dumpty, sat on the wall and stayed on the wall. You were behind him, mate. You were shaking your bum violently for the Swedish Ollie Watkins, and I told you he's a bitch. Yeah? I remember telling you, mate. So hold that. Yeah.
So a
Errol,
completely
even if
unnecessary
he
dig
scores-
at Ollie Watkins. But
Errol, even if he scores 5 goals and Arsenal win the league, it's still not good enough, though. Let's not lie.
no, it's
His job was to come in and score 20 plus goals.
But for Arsenal fans this season, if that was to be the eventuality, I don't think Arsenal fans would sit there and grumble about it not getting.
I wouldn't give a
goals.
shit.
You wouldn't.
But
Give
I'll
a
tell
shit.
you what we would do after in that scenario. Let's say he doesn't score another goal, right? Let's say he doesn't score another goal. He's been an absolute horrendous signing, and it goes down as being one of the worst striker signings, right? And we win the league. We'll get rid of him, and Berta will bring in somebody else, whether it be Alvarez or whatever. So it really won't be a massive no. We haven't spent 115 million on this guy. We spent 58 million or something it was. So this is not oh my God. We all wanted it to work. Right? I wanted him. I'll be honest with you. I wanted him. I thought, why would we not take a punt on someone who's scoring for club and country in the Champions League, Europa League, 50 goals either season? It has to be that guy. The only thing people compare him to Darwin Nunez. I don't think it's anything like Darwin Nunez. Darwin Nunez was missing from a yard out and stuff, putting him over the bar and just flopping, right?
But he was getting in a position.
Darwin Nunez's movement was up there, though. I don't care what anyone says. The work rate and the effort and the movement from Darwin Nunez, he was getting into positions. To
but he did
exactly.
bring. I don't know for the movement, though. I don't know if you bought him for the movement.
Goals. No, he didn't. Well, again, like yourself, you was expecting a goal scorer. We wanted someone who was going to be a goal scorer as well, and Darwin Nunez didn't score enough goals. Everything else that he gave was
Has Gyökeres missed any sitters?
Yeah,
not really. He's missed a couple of maybe. Maybe.
No, I'm not going to hide like sitters. Has he missed any sitters?
Not really sitters, no.
He's getting into the position.
So, the issue is either he's not getting into the right position or they're not supplying him. It's that black and white. But are they supplying him? Are they looking for him? Because I'll give you the example. Do they trust him? Is the other question I'd ask. Because do you remember with Højlund, it got to the stage where Man U players were just not passing it to him. They just had no trust in him that much. They would just ignore him on the pitch. Are Arsenal getting to that stage with Gyökeres as in the players? Or is he just not in the right position, or are they not creating?
Too easily marked in the box. That's the problem. His movement is not good enough. He doesn't find those pockets of space. You look at Haaland and his movement's elite in the box. You can't, as big as and strong as he is, you can't find him. You can't find him because his movement's so good in the box. Ekitike is the same. Okay. With Gyökeres, in the games that I've watched him, he's too easily marked, and that's the problem. That's why I put it down to him and his movement. And you talked about slim.
Does that open up space for Saka?
I don't know, maybe.
Does that open up space for Saka, who's not being marked by three players?
This is what is being said. Like we opened up for Madueke and Martinelli the other night. We opened up for Saka. He brings in all that kind of stuff. That's fine. If that's true, that's fine. I've got no problem with that. I've got no problem with that being an attribute of his game. But that needs to be an attribute as well as goal scoring, not instead of. That's my kind of point.
I think one of the problems you've got as well, though, Pot, when you actually keep it, in terms of the conversation we went about Arteta not being able to get the most out of his strikers, he's been so used to using inside forwards for numbers of seasons now anyway. I often think it doesn't really matter who's going through the middle, because unless they can, as Pete says, have the right level of movement to ghost past the defender and pop up in spaces, the inside forwards have always been the last ball anyway. So they're quite used to kind of muscle memory going, right, well, it's going to go to Martinelli or it's going to go to Saka. And they will quite happily try and make it and create a chance themselves than look for the guy in the middle. Because instinctively, that guy in the middle has been anonymous for a number of seasons, irrespective of who's wearing the shirt. Now that you've got a focal point, as Pete's been saying, he doesn't make himself busy enough and visible enough. Yeah. It's almost like he's hiding at times to be like, you know what? Pick me out now. You've done the hard work. You've beat a man. You're at the byline. pick me out, or do you know what? I'm going to drop it off a little bit towards the back post or drop towards the penalty area, but find me because of my movement. Right now, there's not enough movement there, so they're sticking to what they do best, and they've been inside forwards for that long. They don't feel they need a striker. Bless up, Wolfie.
So it was like,
do you know what? Like, I'll say this lastly to move, right? I'll say this lastly. I agree that there's issues, and I agree that right now things don't look great. But I think you all need to pick up and how the hell are we below this team?
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Because all of you are. So let's see what on that.
I think he basically said we're top of the league.
Can you hear me?
You're back now.
Yeah, you're back now. You're back, yeah.
Oh, fuck off about we're top of the league. I'm still Premier League champion. I've been getting smoked for weeks about we're top of the league. What have you won?
My Wi-Fi went just at the wrong time, man. I said, we're all looking at our problems. But we're still all looking down on you. I was trying to make a joke, and then my Wi-Fi went. Anyway, let me look at the next few. Let me look at the next few fixtures that we've got, so we can move forward. LB, Man City, winnable games, brother. I can't lie. You've obviously got Brentford in the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup. You got West Ham, Forest away, Sunderland away, Chelsea at home. At the moment, that's nice. LB, I can't lie, bro.
I think our fixtures are pretty good, to be honest with you. Like, obviously standard caveats and that every game's a hard game, blah blah blah. Yeah, but at the same time, I think that Palace game for me was the biggest test. We got West Ham at home. I know the West Ham fans have been saying that they actually been playing all right recently, but we're at home, man. You know what I mean? Should be winning. Sunderland, we go there. They got 7 players at AFCON. 4 of them play 50% of the games or more starting, so it's quite an impact. Be a tough game, obviously. I know that, yeah, but still. And then we got Chelsea at home, Brighton at home. I'm looking at winning those games. Then we got United away. I'm looking at winning these. I'm looking at winning all these games, man. I'll be real with you. Like, this is a challenge for the City team. You know what I mean? We need to win our games because we're behind Arsenal. We need to catch them up. So I'm looking at this thinking, why don't we go and win them all, man? So,
look, Foden's picked up. Obviously, Rodri's to come back. Cherky's looking like he's balling out. Haaland's always going to keep scoring. Nunez as well, very underrated. People aren't spoken about him enough. His delivery, man. His delivery.
The thing is with him last year, good right back last year. The problem is he made like massive mistakes on the reg. Every 4 games, he just drop a fucking bozo and he concede the goal. This year, he's improving. He's not making mistakes. So yeah, chilling. To be honest with you, lads, like we're just tightening everything up every game. So he's getting slight improvements. Our attack's improving as a whole. Everyone was getting onto us saying, "Oh, you're fucked. It's only Haaland scoring." Boom. Foden steps up. He scored 6 goals in his last 4 Premier League games. Cherky's balling out. Yeah, people talking about our defense. We defend it. Our defense has been good for a while, man. Do you know what I mean? Midfield's looking decent. The only concern I have is Nico Gonzalez. He's looking mad fatigued, bro, because we're spamming him out every game because we don't play.
Doing well, though, isn't he? Doing well. He's going under the radar.
He had probably his worst game of the season, probably at the weekend, because he's just knackered. So we need Rodri back now.
Is Kovacic still in? Is Kovacic injured still?
He's for March, bro, which is a real blow.
He's fucked. Fair.
Yeah, he's done his Achilles. He had to have surgery, man. But apparently Rodri's meant to be back like any time now. So that's coming at a really good time, man. But we're looking all right, bro. I'll be real with you, man. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just think that we can. I think that we might be starting to see City. Have we won 5 games in a row? We beat Fulham away, Real Madrid away, Palace away. Won 5 games in a row. I think, bro. I think this might be it, man. But let's see, innit? You know what I'm saying? But I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty confident.
I keep hearing like Man City can get so much better than what Arsenal can. And the reason I disagree with that, as much as I get what people are saying, I don't see what they mean by that.
All right, so let me tell you what I mean. And I didn't say that. I didn't say that we can get. What I'm saying is, yeah, when you look at Arsenal, right, over the last sort of couple of months, yeah, when Arsenal have been mega, I don't see personally how much better, yeah, Arsenal can get from those performances. I'm not saying you can't get better, yeah, because I know someone in the chat's going to say, I can see you getting better, but I don't see how much better you can get unless Gyökeres just starts firing him in left, right, and centre. When I look at City, I just think there's a lot more improvement to come from City. Now, that doesn't mean that City will get better than Arsenal. We might not. But I almost feel like Arsenal are almost at their peak over the last couple of months. I don't really see how much better they can get, man. You were freaking balling out, bro. And I'm like, I just personally just think that I've seen your peak, man. I don't see you getting much better personally. Now that might be enough. You might still win the league.
Where I'm not sure that I'd agree. I don't know if I'd agree or disagree with that, to be honest, because we're not going to know, are we? We're all guessing here, right? But I look at Arsenal, we've not really been able to put our best 11 out yet. When I look at Manchester City, I only really see Rodri missing, unless I'm completely missing that, LB. You might say they've got 5 players out, 5 or 6 players come back. So my kind of question back to that is, who is going to take you to next level, Man City?
It's not a personnel thing with us, yeah. With us, it's more like a system thing and getting used to this new system that Pep's playing and getting Gyökeres properly into it and all that kind of shit. That's where I'm at with it, bro. You know what I mean?
I also think with City is it's not even about the level, it's about the consistency. If City are able to lock in the level of consistency that we've seen in the past, that's what's frightening, because they don't, like, even when City were, 4P and winning, some of the games were still boring, but they'd score that 1 or 2 in the game, it'd be done, and there's nothing that the other team could do about it. So they didn't have to be electric when he was playing. They just know how to win games. And if City get into that rhythm of winning games to the point where they can win 10 on the spin, all of a sudden the pressure is on, because you have to perform in every single game. You have to rise to the challenge week in, week out. And that's a level of pressure that Liverpool and Arsenal have both crumbled under in years gone by. But that's, for me, the biggest worry with City when you start to come back. It's a case of, if they come back, I'm not really asked. I don't think they're going to get back to 100 points, City, or be that great again. No. But they could just be consistently good and beat teams 1 and 2-0 and not get out of second gear or break a sweat. And that's they've got different ways to win, which Liverpool and Arsenal have struggled to find the answer to in those situations. So that's what I'd be more worried about if I was an Arsenal fan, Potts.
Yeah, look, I'm always worried about City. I'm always worried about Pep, and I'm always worried about Haaland. But I think with Arsenal not being able to, I think this is the Arsenal we see. I hope it isn't the Arsenal we see, because I don't know that we're confident to get across the line, because surely we're better with Gabriel and Saliba at the back. We haven't had them together for weeks. Surely we're better when we get the likes of our attack back on the bench we can bring on. And we've been playing Marino up front. I know people say that's fantastic. It looks good that way, but we haven't seen Havertz yet. Jesus has only just come back. Saka's been in and out. Madueke's been in and out. We've had Trossard and Martinelli sharing the load. Obviously, in midfield, we've literally had Declan Rice running on fumes the whole time, because all the others haven't really been there. So I'm looking at that thinking Arsenal's squad, luckily this season, has been fantastic. If it wasn't, I genuinely think we'd be really struggling. So I need to look at the injury record again and think, why are we getting that many injuries? Can we hold on to a squad, not a first sort of 13, 14 players? And then see if this Arsenal side can get better. Because I haven't seen this first 11 yet. I just haven't seen it. We haven't been able to, unfortunately. And I think from what I can work out, Man City's 11 is there other than Rodri. So I'm kind of looking at the City team thinking, I know who I'm going to be seeing every week. Whereas with Arsenal, we're going to have some changes in there. Obviously, we've got Nketiah, we've got no Maresca, and Ben White's now back injured. We get one back and one of the other goes. So I need to believe that this Arsenal side can get better and go to that other level. And look, we're still top right now. We're talking like Arsenal have dropped the ball and they can't win it now because they're too far behind. Like, we're looking down on everybody else. So that's got to be a good thing. So that's kind of where my kind of confidence lies.
Wow, you can.
Well, I've been here before, Errol. So I've been here before, bro. Many times, unfortunately, under this manager, which is why I've still got question marks, man. I just need this guy to convince me. And performances like that the other night, it don't do that for me.
think we're winning it. I'm going to say it, man.
Whoa.
Yeah, you said that. You've said that. That's not you coming out now, though. You've said that to before, right?
No. I've sort of like been like on the fence a little bit. Like, I've always been like, we can win it, but I don't know. But I think we're winning it.
Why is the chest coming out now, LB?
Because I'm seeing the start. I feel like I'm seeing the start. Yeah, we've watched us get beat off West Ham at the weekend. All right, but I feel like I'm seeing the start of a team and I've seen this before, and I'm just seeing improvements everywhere from last year, man. Like, our defense is massively getting better. We're scoring goals for fun these days. We go into difficult places away from home and winning and that. So for me, have you seen the state of this? United were 3-2 down and just scored 2 goals in 2 minutes. 4-3.
Wow, 4-3. No way.
But nah, I just feel like I'm seeing it, and I just personally believe that Arsenal's attack is not good enough. And I think you'll draw too many games, and I think City will do it. So yeah, I'm backing us, man. I think we're gonna do it. We've now won 5 games in a row. Let's see what record, let's see what streak we can put. Everyone's been telling me City are not going to go on a 10-match winning run. City can't do it. Not this season. Well, we're on a 5-match winning run right now. You've all just looked at the fixtures and said, yeah, favourable fixtures. So let's see if we can do it, man. Listen, the one thing I would say, yeah, I don't have as much chest as I've had in previous years, yeah, because I don't think the City team is as good as the ones in previous years, which is a fair comment. But I think this is still a pretty good team. And if Rodri comes back and can get to 80% of where he was previously, I think we'll have enough, man. And obviously, I don't know if you guys have seen today, but City now being linked with Mark Guehi for a January signing, which would strengthen our defence as well, defensive coverage. So that's where I'm at, man. That's where I'm at. I'm getting my chest out. I think we're going to win.
If you could only have one LB Semenyo or Guehi, who are you taking?
Probably Semenyo.
Yeah, 100%.
I need Guehi, so yeah. All right, let's settle.
I probably because I've got Diaz, Kuzanov, Gavardio, Ake, Stones. I've got enough. The Guehi thing for us is more for like in the summer, Ake and Stones are going, so it just sorts that out. We don't have to worry about it, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I hear it.
Well,
I'll be surprised if Guehi goes to City. I've got to be honest. He ain't going to start, is he? Ahead of.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I said that on my stream before. He just walked straight into the starting 11 at Liverpool, don't he?
Yeah.
You didn't matter for Kanate, imagine. Whereas at City, he's benched.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move to Liverpool, Villa, and Chelsea because they're all kind of fighting in and around. Well, everyone's fighting in and around at the moment. It's absolutely mad right now. But
we're fighting in and around with you boys, mate.
Yeah, well, you all are really still. You all are really still, if I'm honest.
Fighting in and around. What are we talking?
Well, you're all fighting in and around each other, I think, really, aren't we? At the moment, it's a bit early to be calling it title races, but if you believe you're up for a title race, Bill, then that's all good. I think Villa. I watched the Villa game. That was the one I did watch in the sports bar, Villa and West Ham. It's actually a good game, really good game. And yeah, I mean they were blowing bubbles everywhere, which always makes me laugh. These grown-ass men, by the way, blowing bubbles in a stadium. But yeah, it was a good game. Morgan Rogers, man, he's quality, bruv. Absolute quality player. And you've got some really underrated players. I can't lie, bruv. So before we get to Chelsea and Maresca and what the hell's going on there, Billy, you're getting your chest out, bruv. You're playing well.
Look, we've got we're in a very good moment right now. Let's put it like that. We're in a very good moment. Do I think that we're in a title race? No, I don't. But I was explaining this to one of my friends in Basel. I had Villa's season 3 or 4 games shorter than the rest of the league because I was hoping and still am hopeful that come the back end of the season, we will be turning our attention to a semi-final or a final in the Europa League. So I always kind of had our season a little bit shorter because of that. Then you consider the way that we started the season, not very well at all. So all of a sudden, a 38-game season has gone down to a 30-game season, more or less. The fact that we are where we are at the minute, 5 points adrift of Chelsea in 4th. And I think Man United, now they're winning, are on level on points. But we're 7 points adrift of the top 5, or outside of the top 5, Crystal Palace in 6th. The fact that we've got that buffer now is massive for us. And all we can do is take it game by game. And I think that's exactly what we are doing. We're on a 9-game winning streak at the minute in all competitions. 9 games. And we just need to take it game by game, step by step, keep us flying under the radar. I know people want to get into this conversation about us being in a title race. And if we continue this and we somehow manage to continue the winning streak that we're on, maybe come March, we will be. But at the minute, for me, just game by game and just continue to get that buffer there. Have it. They equalised.
4-4, bro. Yo, dude, acrobatics, bro.
It's an absolute classic game here, isn't it?
Acrobatics, bro.
We are missing a mad
Who
thing.
scored?
We are missing a mental game.
He called Krupa or something.
Oh, good.
He's done well.
He is quality, by the way. Keep an eye on him. He is proper. He's proper.
Croupy, that's his name. But just quickly, Bill, on that, right? Let's say 5 points now, right, Buff? I actually looked at the league table. Didn't know you were that far ahead, right? You've got to get Champions League, brother, now. You can't fail that now. You can't not get top 4 now. Like, that for me would be a failure.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing that we find ourselves in. If we keep the players fit that we have now, then yeah, absolutely. Champions League is very much there for us, and it allows us to hopefully, if we are in that position, to then turn our attention on to winning the Europa League as well at that point. It's about how we balance the two. And so far, we've balanced it really, really well. So yeah, hopefully we'll get Champions League. We should do from the position that we're in, but like I say, injuries can tarnish us. If Morgan Rogers gets a long-term injury, then that's a huge loss. But yeah, we just need to take it game by game, step by step. And these next 3 games are going to be massive for us. Absolutely massive. We've got United at the weekend, at Villa Park as well. We should win. We can beat anyone in the world at Villa Park, and we've proven that as well. So we should win, but they hold some sort of fucking voodoo against us, and we never can beat them. So that's a massive game for us. And then we've got Chelsea. I think it's away, isn't it? Chelsea away.
Yeah, Bill, we got you on the 27th. 27th at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, so we've got Chelsea away and then Arsenal away 3 days later. So it's a massive end to the month for us. And then maybe after that we'll see. Maybe we are more likely to be in a title race. But these 3 games are huge for us at the minute, and we just need to take it step by step. Like
so you got Man United, Chelsea, and who did you say?
Arsenal.
And
us,
the Emirates,
right,
yeah. Okay, wow, that's massive, man. That is massive.
So it's a massive 3 games for us, and hopefully we can come out of them with a little bit of a buffer still in third. So look, if we manage that, then we're in a very good place. We need to get some reinforcements in January to solidify ourselves. Watkins, I thought he was really poor against West Ham. Every time the ball got to him in an attack, it just died.
You need to upgrade. Did you see that he's top of the stats on big chances missed at Premier League strikers?
That it doesn't surprise me at all, and he's probably up there for the past few seasons as well.
Yeah,
that's the problem. That's the problem with Watkins. He's not a player he's not a natural finisher. So he needs 2, 3, 4 chances. What was that game I messaged you about, Billy, the other day that you was playing? And who did you play? Or was it the Arsenal game? Yeah, bro, he went through against Arsenal so many. Rodgers played that pass to him like 5 times in the game, and he just fucked every single one, man. And I was like, I remember messaging in the chat, I was like, you need to upgrade on that Watkins in the summer, man, because if you had a legit striker up top against Arsenal, I reckon you would have bagged a few goals, man.
It takes too long, man.
This is the thing. Absolutely. And this has been my criticism of Watkins for a long time now. And in the past few seasons, he's scored goals. He's been relatively clinical. I haven't been able to say much, but I have still been a big critic of him. He needs to become more clinical, and we need to see that Watkins of the last 2 or 3 years, because otherwise we are going to have to upgrade. Because like I said, we get to.
Is that player still there? That Watkins from 2-3 years ago? Is that guy? Is he still that, or is he at the point now where he's 29, 30? Is he starting to decline, and you've seen his best level?
Well, yeah, this is the thing. I don't know. I'm hopeful that he's still there, because we need him to still be there. I certainly don't think he's going to leave in January, and we need the players for squad depth as well. More than anything, we need him to stay fit, and hopefully we can he can go on and turn into that player of 2-3 years ago. Whether it's still there or not, we'll have to wait and see. But one thing I will say is goals against Brighton that he scored were the Ollie Watkins of old, and were good finishes and in good positions, getting in the right positions. So I've seen a glimpse of it there. I think he's absolutely capable of it. But when you watch the game against West Ham, and like I say, every time he got the ball, the attack just died immediately. He took too long on it. He didn't know really what he was doing. It seemed to me.
Tried to do the old shameless Jesus thing as well, like the other night. Both of them getting own goals and running off.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you're going to as a striker, aren't you? In fairness, you are going to.
You're going to try to.
Yeah,
Bill, do you think
the problem that we face is finding that replacement, because we saw how hard it was for Newcastle in the summer.
I agree.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Bill, do you think there's a better player right now in the league than Morgan Rogers on current form?
Oof.
Foden's got 6 goals in 4 games.
Yeah, Foden, Haaland, I'd suggest they are, but he's certainly up there. He's certainly up there because the performance,
class, man. He's quality.
The goals that he's scoring as well. He's just phenomenal.
I'll tell you what, Billy. Yeah, that new contract that you got him given the other couple of weeks ago, that's probably some of the best business any club's done this season, man. I'll be real.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't get me wrong. I'm not naive enough to think that there's not a release clause in there somewhere, but.
Yeah, but it's still a big dollar, isn't
it?
I'll tell you what. I'll go a crazy one. You ready?
Yeah.
I think he's better than Bellingham.
I don't think that's an outrageous thing to say.
I don't think that's crazy.
I think Bellingham's mad overrated anyway. Bro,
Bellingham's not a number. Bellingham's not a 10 though. I know he's playing him as a 10, but he's not really a 10.
Does everyone agree with that?
I just don't think it's crazy. I just don't think
we're going to be shocked.
Yeah, it's one of them where it's like, if Billy wants to say that,
it's not
Billy
outrageous.
wants to say that. He's entitled to say that without anyone going, "Oh my God, what are you saying?" Like, you can disagree with it, but it's not an outrageous.
As a number 10, Rodgers is probably better, but as a footballer, Bellingham is much better footballer than Rodgers is in terms of overall ability and in terms of like what he does on the pitch, in terms of a midfielder. Bellingham,
that's my point.
I think that's up for debate as well.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
I think
but the thing is, though, like when you get like let's talk about it for England, for example, right? I get it. Rodgers has like got that shirt at the moment. He's played most of the qualifiers under Tuchel. Tuchel likes him, but if we're being real, in terms of producing clutch moments in big games, for me personally, I would still rather have Bellingham in the team because he produces moments. He would win you games. Whereas I don't know if
that's true because Bellingham has done that. Bellingham has got moments.
I think it's wrong to say that Bellingham's technically better than Rodgers, because I think Rodgers is technically better than Bellingham personally. But you're right. I think he's a big match moment.
He is moments player.
He absolutely is Bellingham. When you need someone to turn up and pop up at the right moment, he is that guy. But I think in game, I think Rodgers offers you a lot more.
I think Rodgers is more effective in game than Bellingham is, but you can't disagree that Bellingham has those big moments in him because he does, and we've seen it. But like I say, I would argue, do you need those big moments if you're already 2 or 3-0 up?
Well, no,
which I think Rodgers could bring you.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you know what I mean.
LB, I think Errol was doing some work with this question. I've seen a clip of it. Like at City, you could have one back. You have him Rodgers or Palmer back.
Well, for what we need, Palmer, Palmer.
You still have Palmer, yeah.
You start on it for a minute.
Yeah, I get Palmer sticking right wing. Probably that's what I'll probably do.
Yeah, Palmer, 100%. I think Palmer's better than a lot of them, if I'm honest. Palmer's the one I'd have. I'd have Palmer ahead of Foden, Bellingham, and Rodgers, if I'm honest. I don't particularly like him, but he is ridiculous. But but I mean, England, they've got to go and win it, haven't they? This Jesus Christ,
we won't win it.
Tommy Tuchel, man, he's your old boy, Charlie.
No, he is. Like, we've
got a better opportunity now than what we ever had under Southgate.
Agree.
Yeah, no. I remember people on Twitter, who were Southgate sexuals. Fucking going.
We had a few on this channel.
Bro, I remember, they was going sick at anybody who wanted Tuchel over this guy, because they were like disrespecting Southgate and that, even though he's been there for like a decade and won nothing. And was knighted even though he won nothing. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I've got all the receipts, and if we win the fucking World Cup, mate, they'll be getting roasted, bro, because they was telling us and that. Oh, bro, it pisses me off when people do this, man. Yeah, move on.
No, you're right, bro. You're right.
Are we knighting a guy who won nothing, mate? Yeah, how is he getting knighted? How is he Sir Gareth Southgate? He's
football all over, bro. We're knighting people that have done nothing, bro.
It's not. It's sports in general. You got people that were getting MBEs and all the rest of it for just like for one Olympic gold medal. or a silver medal or a bronze medal. And it was just like,
bro, at least the gold medal's winning something.
Yeah, but you've got even like silver and bronzes. Like it doesn't matter. Like you got to maximize that achievement. You can't just do one thing. You got to do it over multiple occasions, like to be considered at that level. You got like David Beckham, for example, that's like only just been kind of recognized for what he's done in sport over years, right? And then you got someone that, like Kelby said, not even win anything. We've
knighted him.
No,
it's wild. It is wild.
It is wild. We're knighting people for that. It's mad. But look, we've got to come to some form of close.
We're not looking Chelsea.
Yeah. Of course we are. Yeah.
Bro, I was.
That's how we're closing.
What are we doing it?
Me and Charlie have been chilling all night. We've been happy,
bro.
Yeah.
Everyone come down to the home of the world champions Saturday. You know, we got the 3 points. You know, it's all good.
What's happening with Maresca, bro?
Crisis, mate.
Love this, LV. You know, Maresca is had enough, isn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah, but you could see this coming in the summer. Mate, we spoke about this so many times. He was pissed with the window. He didn't get what he wanted, and I think he's earned the right to call out and criticize decisions and say that he's been let down because of what he done last season. He's done a very, very good job at this football club. Yeah, he's got some things wrong. And I've criticised him for that, but I will always back this manager over the two Chuckle brothers in the directors above him. I'll always back the manager over them because these guys have put together a squad that is not good enough to compete on multiple fronts, a squad that's not even complete despite all the investment made, and a squad that just resets itself every window. They haven't scored, have they?
Bro, fucking should have scored. Bournemouth 96th minute.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You're through again. You're through again. Go on. Oh,
go
on. Fair, boys.
That's all right. It's like
I was laughing at Errol's reaction through that, by the
way. No, but yeah, so this was coming like they didn't put the squad together that he wanted. They didn't give him the centre back that he wanted and he asked for. The rotation situation, like the rotation situation is like actively encouraged by the club to ensure that, you know, we've got players fit for the end of the season or whatever. And I get that. But if you want to be in a position to contend come the end of the season, then you've got to be picking up the results to make sure there's actually something to play for at the end of the season. There's no point having these players fresh for the end of the season if you've got nothing to play for. And like, ultimately, I've said it so many times, the squad depth's not good enough. He wasn't backed. He's pissed off about it. And for me, rightfully, I look, obviously, when managers start calling out things above, like we've all seen it happen, you only kind of see it going one way.
What are your owners now going to do, though, Charlie? What are they going to do?
Right now, I don't think they'll do anything right now. Look, they won't be happy about the situation. They got fragile egos. They hate like anything. But I think the problem is, though, Potts, like Chelsea, it's going to become a dictatorship where you're going to go through managers where if you don't do, or you don't toe the line or say exactly what they want you to do or whatever, then you're going to be gone. Like we've had so many managers
like
now.
Arsenal.
Yeah, bro, we've had so many managers now. We've had obviously Tuchel been and gone, Potter been and gone, like, and Pochettino. Like we're going through 3 or 4 managers now under this ownership who have all had issues with the hierarchy above. That tells me that the managers aren't the issue. It's the people above them that's the problem. And how many managers are we going to have to go through until like they realise that actually, do you know what? The problem's the directors, the problem's the hierarchy, and the problem is the way that the club's being run. But we're just going to keep going round in circles all the time.
Mate, I look at Chelsea and like some of the players they're linked with again. They're buying 16-year-olds again, another 18-year-old linked, and all this. This ain't going to change. This is what Chelsea are going to do.
Changing.
This ain't changing, bro. And this is whenever we raise this, Potsy, Chelsea fans start crying their eyes out. Yeah. Well, let's have a look what you're going to do now. Your manager's calling it out, innit? Because we've been talking facts for 2 years. Right. Yeah. And these Chelsea fans, didn't like hearing it. Yeah. Because they won a couple of trophies, fair play, GG's on that one. And then we've been saying it again that you need to progress. Yeah. This is not sustainable. Yeah. They give me and Potsy loads of shit for speaking facts. And now the manager's coming out basically saying that, you don't like the guys above. So let's see what the
fan base now, like, funnily enough, like this, like Maresca saying this stuff publicly has actually got him more support in the fan base, because the people that don't like the manager actually dislike the directors and the ownership more. So in a way, like, he's actually, by saying this stuff publicly, he's actually got himself more backing from the fans by saying it. And I think most fans deep down, they actually know that the managers are not the issue. Like, the issue is far more than that.
I think Maresca's done a pretty good job.
He's done a good job. He has
been honest with you. He's got your top 4 last year, won your 2 trophies.
Yeah, and he's doing a reasonable job now. I know, like, look, we're 5 points behind Villa, who are 3rd, and like, we should probably have a few more points on the board. But I think, given the hand that he's dealt, I think he's done a really good job. And I don't think he gets enough credit for the job that he's done in the circumstances and with the squad that he's got at his disposal. I know he spent a lot of money, but the quality of the squad is nowhere near as good as Arsenal's, City's, or Liverpool's. And those are the teams that we're trying to close the gap on. And he's got a far inferior squad to that.
I agree. I do agree. I think
no!
Was that Bournemouth again?
What's happened?
Minute of the game and fucking Bournemouth just missed a 1v1.
Oh, you fucking idiots.
No way.
I don't know how long his refs had it on.
How has he not missed? Who was it? Evan Nilsson?
Brooke.
I don't know. In the 100th minute, the refs playing on. United on the attack here. Shit.
It's over. 4-4. Someone's just
Come on,
put
ref. Now got a whistle.
It's done.
Bro, how's Bournemouth won that then?
Time. Fucking hell, man. Bournemouth should have won that then at the end, you know. They had chances, bro. That keeper just made a good couple saves at Lemon. Honestly, man.
Yeah, he's quite a good keeper, him, actually. He looks all right, to be fair. Mind you, can't be much worse than Onana and Bayinda, but, you know.
I need this to win. I need this to win their Boxing Day, man. We go there Boxing Day.
That's crazy. Man.
Oh, mate. That's massive, bro.
Because that's it. And Mbeumo, Ahmad, and
Mazraoui.
Casemiro misses the Villa game as well next week.
Yeah.
You know what? It's going to be interesting these next few weeks for these players that are gone. By the way, there's so many. We haven't got any. We can't have any excuse. But some people are missing like 6 players, 6 players. Some missing 5, 4. I think, crikey, it's mental. To be fair.
Can I just quickly ask Charlie a couple more questions on the Chelsea?
Yeah, go for it, bro.
You know how like you've got this transfer strategy of like buying these young players and that.
Yeah.
Like, do you accept that at some point, if you guys don't start challenging for the majors, like some of your more elite players will maybe question the future? Because
100%. Yeah, of course. Because when they signed, bro, they would have been like pitched the project and about the progress year on year and whatnot, and getting closer to the title and challenging for the major trophies. The longer this goes on, the more managers they see come and go, and the more years that go by that we're not competing for leagues and we're not doing much in the Champions League. Absolutely, bro. There's a major concern that these guys are going to be like, do you know what? This is not what we thought it was. We're not making the progress. We're going to go elsewhere. That is a major concern. 100% it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I'm looking at Kai City because you've obviously got him on these death row contracts. Yeah. So he's protected there. But surely you would imagine, right, that these guys ain't signing these contracts unless there's some sort of like release clause.
Well, they'll be opt out. They'll be somewhere getting out. I agree with you. There might not be release clauses. Some of them might have release clauses, like secret ones.
In there, because let's put yourself in the mind of Palmer or Caicedo. Caicedo's probably a better one because everybody knew Caicedo was a baller when he signed him. Right? So he's signing this contract, yeah. So you're telling me he's signing a contract for like 8-9 years. And not having any protection for himself to get out in case Chelsea.
No. There's no chance.
There's got to be something in there to say, like, if you don't win the league, or I don't know what it can be.
Yeah, no, that 100% will be. Like, players aren't stupid. Like, agents or reps are not going to allow players to sign 7-8 year contracts, like, which basically takes them across all their prime years of their career with no way at all of getting out. There'll be something.
Can you keep these players happy though, Charlie? These Caicedos, Palmers, the Gyökeres, the ones, because like if you're not winning the Champions League or the Premier League, they ain't going to be happy with a Conference League or a Carabao Cup or something that you guys have.
No, but I think we just got to keep showing signs of progress. Like we can keep winning trophies. Like obviously I know like FA Cup and a Carabao Cup is not going to satisfy the appetite, but that's going to be better than not winning anything. But I think we've got to be picking up trophies along the way. But the biggest thing is we've got to be showing signs of making progress, of closing the gap on the 3 teams above us in terms of like your Liverpools, your Cities and your Arsenals. And right now, the gap is not closing. And I don't know how long it's going to take to close that gap. The manager's proven that, you know, he can go toe-to-toe with the very best teams and the very best managers in one-off games, and he's earned the right to be backed and given a squad to compete on the situation, given a squad to compete.
When we were doing this, Charlie, right, I said Arsenal need to win the league, and I said it in that year. When did Chelsea have to win this league? Like in 5 years? Next year? 2 years? 5 years?
I expected a challenge this season, like not like, you know, a better challenge than last season. Like last season, we got until Christmas, we fell away. This season, I was expecting progress on that. Let's see if we can still be in contention February, March time and go from there. We're not even in contention at Christmas. So the idea that we're going to be in contention at February, March, whilst not impossible, seems unlikely. But ultimately, with the way that the squad's been put together, the quality in the squad, this squad is not good enough to compete. And that's more of a damning scenario, and that's why, you know, I will side with the manager a lot more than maybe some fans, because he has not been given the tools to compete to win the league. We'll sit here and
that summer window was poor, wasn't it? Let's just be real.
It was awful.
Oh shit, man. And this is the thing that, like, you know what I mean? These Chelsea fans, man, who was giving us stick Potsy all summer.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like,
yeah, bro, it was a poor window.
Sign, one proven player that could certified help you win a league in the summer. That is a disgrace.
But there wasn't even anyone that.
Yeah, and this guy in the chat, this guy shares my name, Carefree Lewis in the chat. This is our biggest fraud of them all, man. He comes in on streams all the time. I see world champions, Your club's in crisis. Yeah, your club's in crisis. That's what's happening, Club in crisis. And this guy comes in the chat every time I see his name and he says world champions every time. Yeah? This is the truth. Your transfer window in the summer was a disgrace.
It was shit, mate. It was bad.
£100 million on Garnacho and Gittins. and they was telling me that I was just a hater. And I was like, are you mad? Have you lost the plot?
I'll be honest, bro. I at the point now where I don't think the manager will be here next season.
Yes, Garrett, crisis. Have you not seen what's gone on today? It's a madness. The manager's calling out the board. Yeah, there's no communications.
I don't think he'll.
Did you see the season out, Charlie?
Yeah, I do think he will see the season out, but I think it'll be similar to when Poch was here. He'll see the season out. They'll do this end of season review thing that they do, and he'll walk
because this don't look good for the board. If he's
they don't seem to care though. They don't seem to be that bothered. Like they're not that fussed. These directors who have picked multiple managers at this football club and have failed on multiple occasions with Potter, with Pochettino. Maresca, I wouldn't say they failed, but if he goes, that's a third manager they've picked that has walked, you know, within 3 years, and yet somehow they get the opportunity to be handed another chance to pick another manager, and ultimately,
exactly. How could this Garrett guy in the chat say the crisis is dramatic, be real? What?
No, it's a problem. Bro, it's a problem. Like the manager.
Another manager is beefing the board. Another one is beefing the board. And you're saying this is not a problem. This is a fucking crisis, mate.
But you know the problem is, LB, right? You've got Maresca's not happy with the fact that obviously the recruitment, but also like after games, like the sporting directors are coming down and they're like the sporting director and Egg Barley, who's the main owner. Bro, them three are going. You see them every game. They go across the pitch, into the tunnel, into the dressing room. Bro, they're talking to the manager they're talking to the manager about football.
He should walk, And I actually think he's a good manager. There's plenty of teams in the Premier League who could do with him as a manager.
LB, I'll tell you what, I'm going to make a little prediction now, right? He's recently switched agents to Jorge Mendes. I think that's with a view to like the long term or whatever. I'm telling you now, I would not be surprised if Maresca walks at the end of the season and he ends up at Juventus next season, because they've got Spalletti at the moment to the end of the season on some deal. I'm telling you, he used to play for Juventus as a player. He's a very good manager. He'll get a big job. I think that's not...
Gareth Southgate walks into Chelsea, mate. Gareth Southgate.
No. Well, bro, the thing is, we can't rule anything out. I think ultimately...
I'm praying.
I would have no problem with a manager going.
Football gods are looking down on me.
Top-class manager coming in. We don't do that. We'd probably end up getting... like. We got to remember, right? The three-man shortlist when Maresca got the job was Maresca, Thomas Frank, and Kieran McKenna. That was the 3-man shortlist for Chelsea when Poch left. So if Maresca leaves, I think you're looking at Liam Rossini at Strasbourg. You're probably looking at fuck knows who else. Like it's poor.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I just think the owners are bad news, and I always said that, always stuck with it, and I still believe £2 billion. And I'm looking and I'm thinking maybe I need to go to Specsavers.
Well, mate, me and Errol discussed this on Saturday, like when the team come out, and like I was saying to him, like there's some good players there, but for the money we've spent, and you see the names on the team sheet, it's just like there should be so much more than that.
But the thing is, these polysexuals, this is what they do, they come out with like these things where they go like, oh, it's not 2 billion, it's 1.8 billion. Like that's any better. And then they go, oh, it's not 1.8 billion, it's net spend 1.1 billion. Like that's any better. Like they're so invested in this guy who's done fuck all for Chelsea, other than buy all these youths. Yeah, and like it's just mad. I don't understand why, as a Chelsea fan, you would just automatically just be like team Bowley, team new owner when he's not proven anything to you.
Yeah, bro. It's actually amazing, right? And seeing it today on Twitter and in general, right? How there are still such a large sections of fan base that are actually directors / ownership over the manager, despite all the evidence we've got that the guys above are the biggest problem at the football club. It's mental, mate. Honestly, it's mad.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Me and LB have been like arguing with these Chelsea fans for like 2 seasons, and I couldn't give a shit about Chelsea. I hope you fail. But me and LB have given it like kind of how we believe you can put it right. And it ain't buying Liam Delap and João Pedro, Gittins and Garnacho and all these guys. That's
but the thing is, though, like that's okay if they're if those guys are the squad fillers, right? But those guys are starters. That's the biggest problem. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what we were saying.
Charlie. Told you before.
We'll see you on Saturday. I mean,
FC.
Yeah.
Hoarders FC, man. That's what you are. You know it as well. You know you are. You're just Hoarders FC. You just buy players to stop other teams.
Just make sure you don't lose on Saturday.
hey, Charlie, so you go to the games, right? Yeah?
Don't go missing. If we
I won't go missing, mate.
Don't go missing. Now, come on.
Charlie, so when you're at the games and that,
yeah.
What's the atmosphere like in terms of like who do people sort of like look into when shit goes wrong? Do they look at the players? Do they look at the manager, or they like going on the board? Like
it's a combination. Like for example, like for Leeds, for example, it was like Maresca got that horribly wrong. It was him, but also the players that come in were nowhere near the level. They played poorly, so that was a combination there. Atalanta, we lost. He got that totally wrong as well. That was fully on him. Like it's a bit of a mixture, but generally speaking, like the more people back the manager than the ownership. The manager will be criticized.
They should be team manager, not team owners.
But as I said to you earlier, Potts, like in a weird way, this has actually got Maresca, I think, more fans on his side, because more fans don't dislike the directors on the board than they dislike the manager.
I think he's going to end badly, though, Charlie. I think he's going to go.
We've seen the script before, bro. We've seen the script so many times before, not just at Chelsea, but we've seen it at loads of clubs where you start calling the board out publicly, it only goes one way. It's very hard to recover that relationship.
I agree. The guy at Forest, what was he called?
Maranaki.
Yeah, bro, exactly. These guys got big egos. They don't like that shit. They don't like publicly being called out.
Because they've been embarrassed, innit? And the thing is, exactly. Here's why the owners hate it as well, because the owners can't respond, innit? Yeah. Like the owner can't just go on Twitter tonight and be like, yo, like, fuck this manager. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like, they're not allowed to do that, really. So the manager comes out and they say all this stuff, and the owner just has to sit there, and it winds them up that they can't speak about it. So I think Charlie's right. I think Maresca will probably leave at the end of the season. But I think the Chelsea fans, man, like obviously it's their club, do what they want in it, but I think they need to be like protested, man, and that, because these guys, are just the clowns. I say this, and I thoroughly believe this, I genuinely believe that if I was given £2 billion, I would have had a better squad of players at Chelsea.
We all fucking would have, bro.
But you know what I'm saying, though, Errol? People always say this. People go, oh, you think you know more than the manager or the owners and that. But, like, I genuinely believe most people, if you give them £2 billion, would have spent that money better.
No, 100%. We've wasted so much money. There's no denying it. I don't think. If you're a Chelsea fan that's denying we've wasted money, I don't know what to say. Like, we've wasted so much money. The funds have been allocated so poorly. Yes, we signed some decent players, and we got some right, but these directors are basically dining out on the fact that Cole Palmer has worked out to be class. They're dining out on the fact that the likes of Gusto looks pretty good. Moises Caicedo was a top player anyway, so that's not really a reflection of the transfer strategy. But when you look at how much money we've spent and how many of the players are actually top draw that have signed, it's not that many. It really isn't.
I agree. I don't think you have at all, man. Look, man, we've got to come to a close. Errol, really quickly, Liverpool, you look like you're back, bruv. You're going to come back and catch us all up, bruv? Is that what's happening? You're looking a little bit better now.
I'm going to take it one game at a time. Let's just see how we
Fair
get on.
play.
Let's see what the Christmas period brings us and into the new year. But
Was that a good buy from Salah?
the jury's still out on that one for me, to be honest with you, Charlie. I think it'll depend on where Liverpool as a squad are over the next couple of weeks and what business we do early in January. If we do early business, I think it might be because we're lining them up an exit. But if we don't do early business, then I think you can expect.
He's got to go, man. He's got to go. Sorry.
Have you got winnable fixtures, Errol?
I think we've got Spurs this weekend. Then we've got
That's winnable.
Yeah,
Is that at Anfield, Spurs?
No, that's at their ground. You can't.
That's even better. That's even better. They
can't win that. So.
Then we've got Wolves after Christmas.
That's winnable.
Wolves is a tough game pot, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Wolves is tough. Yeah, Wolves is tough. Trust me.
And then I think we've got Leeds and Sunderland, all pretty much. I think Leeds are taking.
That's very, very nice.
Yeah. So
that's very nice. You guys need to catch
before
up.
Before Arsenal anyway.
Yeah. And then you've got City as well, I lie. You've got Arsenal and City quite close to each other, is that right?
Probably, yeah, if memory serves.
Yeah. I think you have. But yeah, that's a nice winnable. To be fair, Man City, Liverpool got very winnable games the next few. And ours are actually not that great, to be fair. Mind you, none of them are easy, are they? You try to look at easy fixtures, you can't. I mean, they're fairly easy, right? They're not like, I'm not looking at it thinking, wow, where the hell are we going to get our points from? At the same time, I do think we should be beating these sides, but Everton away is not easy. Brighton, they do well at the Emirates. Aston Villa again, we all know what happens there. Bournemouth away, and then Liverpool. I don't think that's easy. I don't think that's an easy run.
Quite tricky.
Yeah, I'd say it's quite
like
tricky.
Like AJ says there, we ain't dead yet. Do you get me?
I think Liverpool will still be they'll still win games, won't they? I think it was just while it lasted, it was a bit mad, but you'll get back onto it at some stage. Let's do these supers and get out of here. D-Real King says Rice and Zubimendi, Eze and Odegaard, Trossard, Saka and Gyökeres. Why not? I think we should be doing that more. I think Eze and Odegaard should be playing a little bit more against teams. I really do go a little bit more attacking, but doesn't look like the manager wants to do that. Deji signed the Wolfie skin this year. He's winning to Darnay Hill 2 weeks in a row for Arsenal player that's been watched all season. I've got to be honest with you. When Deji said Terminator 2 and he's taking Wolfie with him, I just didn't see that coming. I thought it was class, to be fair to him. Big up to him. Big up Villa for the turnaround. And you know what? I've got to say it. Big up to Unai Emery as well, by the way, because he's showing his true class. I genuinely do still think he's
lads, I've got a bounce.
Yeah, big up, Errol. Love, bro.
Take care, bro.
Nice one, brother. Quick question.
Out the studio.
If Unai Emery was Arsenal manager this season, you got a better chance of winning the league.
Okay, I'll quickly answer this one. I genuinely do think he's a better man. Let me just take Errol off because obviously he's got to shoot. I genuinely do think he's a better manager than Arteta. I do. I think the stats prove that. The CV proves that. The reason I'll say I don't think that we have a better chance is because he's also proven that he can't get across the line when it matters at a major. And I think he's in the same boat now. I think with a Villa, it's the perfect fit. And there's no disrespect to Villa because I've got a lot of time for Villa, as people know. I think it's the perfect fit because Villa aren't expected to win the league. When PSG were expected, he couldn't. When Arsenal were expected to win the Europa League, he couldn't. When Arsenal were expected to get into the top four, he couldn't. So for me, I think when he's given a big club and he's trying to get it across the line, ain't well.
He won a lot at PSG, I'm sure.
Yeah, but
no, he didn't. No. Well, when he's at Seville, when he's at Valencia, when he's at Villarreal,
undoubtedly
he's like,
he's never going to win La Liga there, though, is he?
Where? No. I'm bigging him up at those clubs because he won the Europa League with those clubs. So he was unbelievable with what he did at Seville. Won 3 Europa Leagues with them. Won the Europa League with Villarreal.
He's the underdog.
With Man United.
He's the underdog. That's why.
He's the underdog. At Villa, he gets to a quarterfinals of a Champions League. Like, this is unbelievable what he's doing. But when it's like, go win the league with PSG, he weren't able to do it. Go win the league with Arsenal.
No. That's a bit of a myth, though. That's a myth, mate. Because if you actually, he did win the league at PSG, and the year that he went there, I'm pretty sure he went there halfway through the season, and when he went there was already like well behind in the league anyway.
Yeah, you replaced Pochettino.
He replaced Poch, and actually in that first half of when he went in that second half of the season, he actually done really well, but he couldn't catch him up because Poch had already done the damage. So I don't know where this has come from.
He did also go 5-0 up and lose 6-5 to Barca. That wasn't great.
No, he did. He did.
I do think when you, I just feel like he's tried it already at that level and he ain't done it. I think he's done that Arsenal and PSG stuff and it didn't work for him. I don't know. I mean, Billy.
I think the environment needs to be right for him. The environment needs to be right for him. And at those bigger clubs, the environment isn't an Unai Emery environment. That he's always answering to people. Whereas at Aston Villa and at those other clubs, he is the main guy. The fact that the owner went to him, gave him a blank piece of paper and said, "Draw the club," shows everything. Unai Emery is everything at Aston Villa. He was everything at Sevilla. He was everything at Villarreal.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Whereas at PSG, they're like, we don't rate him. And at Arsenal,
everything at Arsenal, Billy, and he don't win nothing.
He is now because they've got a different regime as to what they had when.
At least your guy actually wins stuff.
Yeah, fair comment.
Well, I wanted. Let me be real. I wanted Emery to go because I don't think he deserved to stay at that time. I thought conceding 30 shots every game was quite tough to watch, to be fair. But he deserved more time if you're looking at what Arteta's got. So if you're comparing the times, it was never for me, we should have given Emery 5 years to try and win something. No, we shouldn't be doing that. That's not the process that I wanted. I thought we should have gone and given someone 2 years like Conte and tried to get us across the line. That's what I wanted to try and do. But when you're looking at a bit like what Lee Gunner said, want Emery out, bringing in Arteta for 5 years, bring back Unai Emery. That was what he was like. And I think a lot of people probably like that as well. So, look, I think this perfect fit of Villa, I think he's doing a great job.
I think if Emery had the environment that Arteta has, I think it'd be a different story.
Yeah, and you've got to remember, when Emery was at Arsenal, it weren't this Arsenal.
Exactly.
He had Hus Fahmy and he had Ivan Gazidis at the helm. That they were not Rouse and Lady. Jesus Christ, it was horrendous up there. You know, now at least with the Cronkies and Berta, they've got a little bit more settlement now. It seems on the same way. I'm not a huge Cronky fan by any means, but it seems this season you can't sit there and say, "Oh, poor Arteta. What's this guy supposed to do? Look at this absolute bozo, not giving him money and not doing this." You can't say that. You know, Berta's brought in 8 players. Gone, there you go. Go and do it. And if he did that with Emery, then Charlie might be right. Maybe we'd have more of a chance to get across the line.
Emery brought in
we'll never know.
Salim and Martinelli at the end of the day. So,
yeah, do you know what? You're right. And to be fair, what Saka and Martinelli and Saliba, obviously the signing, are doing is because of Unai Emery, not because of Mikel Arteta. I'm not saying he's not improved Saka, Arteta. I think that's harsh, and Saliba and stuff. But at the same time, Emery was the guy who put these guys on the forefront. So and Saka has a lot to thank Emery for, in my opinion, because he was giving him his chance. But look, we are going to go to a close. Big up to everyone for being here. Make sure that you're following every single one of these guys, by the way. We've got Billy, AV, Billy, YouTube. We've got Blue Brother CFC, Charlie, all Chelsea content. We've got ITSLB, Manchester City content, and Loaded Mag NUFC for Pete. Big up to Errol, Deji, and of course, Wolfie as well. And look, we're going to get out of here, people. I will be back tomorrow and for the rest of the week. And we will see you next time. We're out of here. Latest, people.